used locker room when they were playing UCLA at the Rose Bowl on Saturday. Coach Deion Sanders says if players can't get their stolen property back, they should at least be financially reimbursed.
When it comes to kids, in regards to the kids, NCAA, you do something about everything else. Do something about this one.
Pasadena and UCLA police are still investigating. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
An eventful mid-morning drive throughout the Denver Metro. Starting on the south end of town, a couple crashes on the Turnpike, I-25 northbound. Before Bellevue Avenue, a crash blocking 3 left lanes with stop and go back from Dry Creek Road. We're seeing about 33 minutes of delay driving through the area. Right on the opposite side, I-25 southbound after Hampton, a crash in the central lane with stop and go back from University, about 11 minutes of delayed driving. Be advised through downtown, Colfax Avenue eastbound remains closed due to an accident between Federal Boulevard and I-25. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Despite the gray skies out there, we are going to see temperatures improving after yesterday with a high of 57. The current temperature in Denver is 43 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Aspenwood Dental and the Colorado Dental Implant Center are not just our family's dentists, they're the best dentists we've ever had. Hey, it's Ross, and my wife has gone to Aspenwood more than
Hey, Tom, just checking, see if we got you here, buddy.
did an implant
I'm here,
after
man.
a tooth failed.
Woo!
Still don't know. I asked her, what is it that you love about Aspenwood? And she said, they always treat you like a member of the family. I couldn't agree more. The kind people at Aspenwood Dental will offer you the highest quality care with the latest technology for everything from basic cleanings and fillings to their great smile makeover program to get you smiling again to implants to replace one or more missing teeth. That's why the team of Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and Son have been named top dentists in Colorado by 5280 magazine for 14 years in a row. For all your family's dental needs, including for folks who have significant anxiety about dental care, I promise Aspenwood Dental will take great care of you. Learn more or schedule a free consultation at aspenwooddental.com.
Because inflation still sucks. You could win $1,000.
Thank you so much.
Inflation Salvation. 9 chances a day to win $1,000. Listen weekdays 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. on Denver's Talk Station 630 KHOW. Presented by Wind River Spas.
When you build and price a Wind River Spa, our team gets to work. Designers draft plans, engineers run tests, and our factory puts it all together. The spa you want is the spa we build. Wind River Spas, built in Colorado for Colorado.
Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000.
10 seconds, Tom.
Nationwide keyword on our website. Bills. That's Bills. Enter it now at KHOW.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net for the best water systems at the lowest prices. You know, a lot of people think that water systems at the municipal level can get out chemicals and all of that. They don't. Water systems chlorinate to kill bacteria and germs, and then they dilute to lessen the effects of pharmaceuticals and chemicals in the water. That's honest to God what they do. And then they reduce the parts per billion, but your body can still react to them. Water Pros, the only one that I know at the lowest prices ever to get all of those chemicals out. Systems range for drinking water under $1,000 all the way up to, when I say all the way up, like $3,400 get you the Mac Daddy. And listen to this. A plumber would charge $12,000 for the same thing. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. So your calls are welcome right now at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You can also call, of course, our hotline 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And if we don't answer, you leave a message, and we will get back to you to get you on the show. And we have a number of things to talk about today. Mark has some guests in the studio with him. Brian from an in-home consultant, a rep for K&H Home Solutions, along with John, Vice President of Ops. And K&H,
you know what's cool about these guys, man?
The oldest home improvement company in Colorado.
Listen, I love the owner. Lee's a great guy. But what's cool about these two in studio is they can answer any questions about siding, doors, windows, roofs. They're actually the install guys and one of the head sales guys, man. They know their product inside and out.
Yeah, and I don't doubt it. So these guys have been around for a long time, the company. I knew the original owner, and then Ted, and now Lee and his son, and these guys are good people. So if you have any questions, give us a call. But I do have a question. What holds up best in hail? What holds up best?
You mean for the roof, or are you talking siding or what?
Siding. What holds up best, guys?
Hello, Tom. This is John Comby, Vice President of Operations.
John, how you doing, man? What holds up best?
Good. I would go with James Hardy siding in this environment.
Really? Okay. Now, James Hardy doesn't have a danger of the surface being damaged?
No, not so much. It's the fiber cement. If you get the Color Plus technology that's baked on at the factory, most of it's made back in the Midwest, Chicago area. It doesn't really scratch per se. I mean, obviously, if you get golf ball size for an extended period, you might have a marking, but it does very well.
What do they do if you do have a marking? In other words, a big hailstorm and it's impregnated, I assume, or is it truly baked on?
It's truly baked on.
So you just repaint it then, right?
Yes, you can repaint it.
Got it.
But it's cementuous, meaning or cementous, or however it's pronounced. It does not absorb water.
It does not absorb water as long as you install it properly.
Okay. Now, is there any siding? There used to be a siding, and and it was a good siding, but the company kind of went to hell. But it was more of a resin plastic siding. Are there any of those on the market anymore, where the color's through and through? It's kind of like made from resins, and basically you can soak them in water.
Right. That's still available in the market. We can still get it, but it's not something we're leading with. We ran across some things we saw with the product that just didn't meet our standards.
Oh, well, since I promoted the hell out of it, do you mind? I mean, listen, K&H, one thing I know about K&H, they're open and honest about products. They do great jobs. They come back after years and years and years and they take care of problems. Now, of course, with each new company, that's up to the new owner, how he wants to handle it. If an old job was botched, but most of the time you have the product guarantees and then you have the installation guarantees from K&H. But on siding, so James Hardy has the most solid company behind it, right, as far as warranties and all that?
Correct.
Yeah, it's been around for years and years. And then what about vinyl siding? Yes, no, it's a cover-up, but is it a good siding? It does give a facelift.
Correct. We do use vinyl as well, in certain conditions, circumstances, houses, HOAs that require
you to go back. Is that straight vinyl or vinyl-coated steel?
Straight vinyl.
What about vinyl-coated steel?
We don't install it ourselves, but it is out there. We've run into it,
You like James Hardy better?
I would say James Hardy better, yes, absolutely.
Is that your number one seller?
Right now it is, yes.
Okay. And then you're saying Everlast, there were some issues?
We did. We saw some issues with the environment out here in Colorado, altitude, ultraviolet.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
And it was mainly on the darker colors we were having a little bit of issues with, but other than that, it was a great product. Another reason why we've moved on is just the price point of that product went way up. You could get an equal or better product with a Hardy, for less of a cost. So it was making more sense to lead people toward, showing people the benefits of doing a James Hardy over the Everlast because of the sun and things like that.
Without physical damage to the house, is James Hardy a lifetime siding?
It is, but there is maintenance. You're going to have to paint still every 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Opposed to, like, if you do a vinyl siding, that's the benefit of doing a vinyl siding is you will never need to paint that siding again. That is a completely maintenance-free product. So, it depends on your look of what you're looking for.
And you mentioned something. Somebody mentioned something about it won't take on water if you install it properly. What would be improperly installed? I think people want to know this because a lot of people need siding. If you drive around, it's a huge market.
Yeah, and I would say the biggest complaints you see about James Hardie are going to be the way that was installed. It's not going to be the product.
What does that mean? What would be an improper?
So when you make your cuts, on the siding, you need to touch those edges up. They need to be painted. And we see a lot of jobs when those edges get cut, the installer doesn't put a paint over those edges, and then that's where you're going to get a little bit of water that could soak into the product and and cause damage. And that's normally going to be around trim pieces or like freeze board pieces at the top of your walls, where we see that. And that's just guys going fast and not knowing the little details that you have to do, like K&H does.
Okay, now I want to depart from this topic for a minute. People can call in on anything they want, home-related, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And, in fact, as the winter comes on, more and more people see the need for a good window, by the way, which is a totally separate topic. But I want to depart from this for a second. People can call on anything they want, of course, any problem, question, or complaint. But as you remember, yesterday we had a call, a very strange call from a guy, and he said, I had a $13,000 charge on my credit card for airline tickets out of JFK in New York to Ghana, Africa. And he did some research, and he found out it was a Ghanaian actress. Her short name is Sally Galley. And she's married to a guy, Prey, who's a hip-hop artist out of Ghana. And they were there in New York, I should say, for the birth of their twin children. And somehow they get his name, his address, his credit card number, his expiration date, his information, and they charge their tickets going back home for 4 of them. First class, 2 for the babies, they're twins, and then Sally and Prey. They were about to leave this morning. Those tickets were canceled after the call to our show for fraud. We don't know what happened, but if you look on Instagram, now on Real Tom Martino, I posted her picture and the following. A man called this to say his credit card was illegally hacked by a famous celebrity from Ghana, Africa, known as Sally Galley. Sally and her famous rapper husband, Prey Titia, recently traveled to New York City for the birth of their twins. They were returning to Ghana today. However, they will be surprised to find their 4 tickets have been canceled due to fraud. Now, this is what I want to know. How and why did these people who appear to have it all, a beautiful family and plenty of money, at least it looks like it, with all the bling and everything they have on Instagram, use a Denver man's credit card without permission? He has the card. He doesn't know how they got the information. The Denver man said they had every piece of information they needed to charge these tickets, $13,000. So that's on Instagram, and I just posted it. I don't have any comments yet, but I tagged her and her husband and a bunch of other stuff because I don't understand it. This woman is like Oprah in Ghana, and we don't understand it. It's one of the weirdest calls we've ever had, where a celebrity from another country is perpetrating a fraud here. So it's kind of weird. Now, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. As I told you, we have K&H in the house. We'll take your calls, though, on anything. And while we're talking about this time of year, 888heating.com, they do high-efficiency heating and air units, and they say they'll beat anyone's price for the same equipment and the same installation. If you give them a call, and you'll save money every single month. 303-770-2776.
This is Dan Kaplis. I believe that talk is cheap, results matter. A few weeks ago, our firm once again went to trial to fight for someone hurt in a car crash. The insurance company only offered $66,000. Our trial team, led by Melissa Winters, proved the truth, and a wise and just jury awarded over $1 million. We accept righteous injury cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need our help, please call 303-770-5...
All right, Tom, you're coming up next, and Mark is on the line ready for you.
That's Dan, CAPLIS law.com.
Genesis Total Exteriors will take care of all of your storm damage from the top of the roof to the gutters and fascia, soffits, siding, windows, doors, decks, railings, outbuildings, everything basically on one invoice. He can handle it all, specializes in that. If it's outside, it's Genesis Total Exteriors. But here's what I want to know. Winter's coming. Does that mean people should get stuff done now? What do you think, Mark? Mark Szymanski's the owner. I've known him for 25 years. Mark?
You know, Tom, we're blessed in Colorado with some beautiful weather this time of year. And, yeah, even though we just went through a snowstorm, there's still plenty of time to get things done on the outside of your house, especially if your paint is failing, caulking, starting to crack. You see windows that are not functioning like they're supposed to. You know, if it's time to take a look at your house and say, gee, I need to do some things to fix it up and make it much better for the winter months coming up.
Now, Mark, something else you do that I don't want to understate, because Mark said you did a great job on his house. You have a great painting crew as well.
Yeah, we have several great painting crews. So, Mark's house was a great example of that. You know, the guys did a great job, and that crew's been with me actually for 22 years now.
Yes, and by the way, this is one of the biggest seasons for loss on property, and Genesis Total Exteriors is there to help you. All you have to do is give Mark a call, free estimates, 303-679-8509, 679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Now, let's talk about what everyone sees as soon as they walk in your house. Floor coverings. Now, floor coverings come in all shapes and sizes, and Simply Floors, Inc. has all of them, from engineered floors, laminates, to solid hardwood floors. They have luxury vinyl planking and all kinds of carpeting from Proximity Mills, which means they can meet price points for your fix and flip or your custom beautiful home. And they do small jobs as well as big ones. In fact, they like to say no job's too small. So give them a call, 2 locations, 470 in Quebec or 52nd and Ward. Simply Floors, Inc. That's INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. 303-731-5380. Thanks for waiting for me on that. I just saw that.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. We got you.
Oh, did you get him walk in?
I am so close.
Only takes a couple hours to get it going, but that computer, come on, buddy.
Yeah. The little engine that could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You think you can, like back to Windows 95 days.
Oh man,
Is your connection okay, John, or do you want the Wi-Fi for your?
Oh, this one's.
I sold.
Okay, give that just a second. It'll pop right up for you.
I sold Ted all of his computers, not just you said Windows 95, but it probably literally was 1995.
Yeah.
Yeah, for K&H. Actually, a couple times, but the first time was somewhere around 1995.
Yeah.
They were Windows 95.
Oh, the guy hung up,
Got the
damn
company
it.
in 94, so.
What did he
Jeez.
want?
He was a Nissan dealership.
Oh.
I mean, he just called.
Yeah, it was
What
kinda
did he
funny.
want?
First time I'd seen
He had a
Ted in
Nissan
while was probably
dealership
10 years
issue.
ago.
Oh.
Here, I got back with
I might try to call him back. I just don't know which number it is. Shoot.
He was on. Was he on one or two?
You know, I had
He was on line 1, but I see 2 line 1 numbers.
You know, Brian.
You know what I remember
you were
about
gone,
him?
so
He was
you're-
Oh,
back then.
I know. I made a
Now
phone
he's
call
just
too.
skydiving.
Hang on. I can figure this out. 483.
Back in the day.
No,
He was the president of
damn
the Skydive Association in Washington, D.C. back in the 70s.
Didn't he have
I know
like
what I'll
he had
do.
over 1,000 jumps? I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. His brother did,
They
too.
used to just camp out and just go over. I have 15 seconds here, Tom.
I watched this.
Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You know, as the holiday season approaches and people start buying tech gifts are a big deal. It's really strange what has happened with tech. At one time, you would buy tech and then it would just go away. Then they came, in other words, it would start fading and people would buy new stuff and the old stuff just faded away. I mean, let me bring to mind Palm Pilots. Remember those? Palm Pilot?
Yeah, they were great, man.
All kinds of weird stuff. I mean, that you just never hear about. And of course, the famous BlackBerry, or is it Blueberry? Whatever the hell it was. Anyway, I think it's BlackBerry. Anyway.
It was BlackBerry. Hillary Clinton had one.
Now, here's the deal. Technology then came out with updates. So you would have a firmware or software updates. So it extended the life a bit. Now they're going back to a combination. So there are some firmware and software updates, but there is a definite end of life to all tech. All tech. Now, people might say, so what's the big deal? There's an end of life to everything. Not really. Not really. I mean, let's put it this way. Of course, everything gets dated, but if you want to keep an old iPhone, for example, you don't have a choice. They will stop being supported at a certain time. And but now they go back. I mean, they do a pretty good job. But there is a wonderful website I came across. The whole reason for me telling you this, when it comes to technology, and it's amazing, and it tells you the history of each unit produced, whether it be devices, databases, operating systems, servers, desktop applications, cloud services, or other things, and it gives you what's called the end of life date. It's an incredible website. It's called endoflife.date. Endoflife.date. And if you go to this website, it will list everything you want to know. And you just pick it, for example, and it, like Android, for example, Android devices, right? It will tell you about the, for example, there was something produced 4 years ago that is now, I don't even know what it is. It's called the Queen Cake, whatever the hell that is, operating system or something. It ended 8 months ago, the support in March of 2023. It tells you about all of the different technologies by Android OS and what's still supported, what's not. If you click on iPhone, it does the same. It does it for hardware and software, and all kinds of stuff like desktop applications. It's just, to me, fascinating. And when you buy something, I guess you know it has an end of life, don't you? I always like to think, oh, this is the last one I'm ever going to buy, and then I end up buying more and more and more. But I don't know if I like the idea that it's planned. So they know when they produce that, they're only going to support it for a certain amount of time. Now, a lot of them are pretty damn generous about how long, but technology in and of itself almost dates itself out of use. It's almost like it's not worth having. I mean, laptops, for example. I bought this M1 laptop. I mean, this is the Mac Daddy, because I do a lot of video editing for commercials and stuff, right? So I did this M1 Max, Pro Max. I mean, this was the shiznits, man, when it comes to Mac and when it comes to Apple, this laptop. And it has a powerful, what's called an M1 processor. It was a total departure that Apple made from Intel and everything else and started producing this, what they call the silicone chip, and it's called M1. Well, they're coming out with M3 already. I haven't had this laptop 2 years, I don't think. It's just amazing to me how much money, I mean, you just keep spending. And I don't understand, where does it go, you know? Like, we have a laptop here we use for our YouTube feed, and I always tell Mark we need to get another one. He says, that's working fine. Which one? What processor is this laptop, Mark? What is it?
i5.
Oh, that's not that bad. But what are they out now? i9 is
It doesn't really matter. I mean, there's an i7, there might be an i9, but you can have an i5 that's quicker than an i7 at a lower clock rate.
Yeah, you can have different clock rates and different features and RAM and storage and all that make the i5 better than some i7s and all that. But given everything equally, you would want the fastest processor, right? Doesn't that stand to reason or not?
Well,
or does it depend?
It depends what you're doing. I mean, if, the majority of people check email. Actually, the majority of people don't even have a PC anymore. It's just whatever their Android or their iOS is.
Do you think the majority of people, just use their phone?
Yeah, I think, you have your exceptions. I mean, people in the workforce, I think more people use their phone and tablets more than they use a computer, period.
Wow. If you think about that, that is the way of the future, for sure.
Well, most people only do, web surfing, email, and apps. I mean, what else do you do? I mean, you might do some editing and stuff, but outside of that, outside of work, what else would you do on a computer?
And you know what? That's a good point. Here's what I do. I have, for example, a Google account, right? On my Google Drive, I don't know if you do this, Mark, but I don't have any files anymore. I have no files, nothing, paper, nothing. I have all of my owner's documents. I have all of my purchase documents. I have all of my service documents, whether it be my car or my electronics. I have my Google Drive in folders. Everything I have, my whole household. For example, on my personal folder, I have everything. For example, a health folder. All my tests are health folder. Everything I ever did with health. So if somebody needs a health record, I go into the drive and send it. I have everything in there about Social Security. I have everything there about the house. Everything about the house. The utilities, the technology, how things are wired, diagrams. I mean, where do you keep all that stuff? You don't keep things in one central location, accessible by computer? It would be near impossible to keep all this up with simply a phone. But do you keep stuff in folders like that or not? How do you keep track of stuff like that?
Just OneDrive.
Okay, so basically the same thing, but you have folders for everything labeled and organized. I mean, computers...
Yeah, but I just use the OneDrive app to access it. I mean, I'm not saying I never use a computer. I do when I'm cutting commercials and other stuff, but outside of that, I don't.
Yeah, I think I'm obsessive when it comes to computers and organization of my life. I mean, everything...
You don't say.
Yeah, everything is...
I remember I renamed one of your folders one time.
Oh, my God.
And I will say that was the last time I renamed one of your folders.
It was weird. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk about some stuff that is really important to talk about, okay? We are getting a lot of complaints, and I don't know why, but we're getting a lot of complaints about Hyundais lately. We used to get no complaints about Hyundai, and we're getting complaints about service. We're getting complaints about failures. Did they have a run of bad cars from, let's say, 19 to 22? What's going on with Hyundai?
What do you mean a run of bad cars? I don't get it.
Engines, oil leaks, problems.
They've had that issue going on for Man, our 2015 fell under that, our Santa Fe. Here's the cool part, though. 98,000 miles. It started consuming X amount of oil, and they validated that over at McDonald Hyundai, and they put a brand new engine in it and extended the warranty to like 120,000 miles. So, I mean, yeah, there's some issues out there, but my God, talk about a company that steps up and just takes care of them. I had a vehicle I put 100,000 miles on. They gave me a brand new engine and a new warranty.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I need to call Hyundai. They should be paying me at this point.
On another item, 470, and it's not just 470. I believe it's I-25 as well. A lot of people are getting tickets for using the express lane but not getting tagged for the toll. And I don't know exactly where they set up the cameras or how they decide who to send a ticket to. I frankly don't understand it. But I know right now, people listening right now are saying, yeah, I got one of those. It's not for going through for a normal toll. It's not for a normal toll where you get tolled by your license plate and they send you a bill, or you have something set up with the authority. Like I have something set up, I don't know if you do, Mark, where you have a credit card on file and then they just tap that. That's what I have set up. But every once in a while, if you're using another car that doesn't have that thing on it, it might be sent to your address. But now people are getting tickets, and the tickets are not for regular tolls, but they're for lane violations. They're saying you should not be in the express lane. Now, they're not counting people. What they're saying is, if you're in the express lane, you cannot cross that solid white line. Once in, you stay in until there's a broken line. Now, why is that? Because the broken line is the only place that you can exit or enter and know that you'll hit the tolls. So if you're going to take it from one spot to another and you get out of that lane too soon, you're not being tolled for it or charged for it. And so people are getting these tickets, and these tickets are a lot of money. And I don't know if you've gotten one, but and they don't negotiate them at all. We have more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
After a couple crashes on the south end of town, I-25 north and southbound, we're seeing return to highway speeds for the late morning commute. Through downtown, Colfax Avenue eastbound remains closed between Federal and I-25 due to an accident. Watch out for detours in place and heavy congestion all around the downtown area. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. No complaints I-70 east and westbound from the foothills to DIA and back again. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, but warmer than yesterday for sure, with a high of 57. We're seeing a trend of increasing temperatures throughout the next couple days. Overnight low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 62. The current temperature in Denver is 47 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blinds.
All right, Tom, you're coming up next. You got about 10 seconds.
Blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Hey, if you have any doubt that pure water, softened alkaline-based water, can clean, oh my God. So I took some zero res water and I put it in a basin, honest to God. Then I took some things I thought were clean and soaked them in there and then wrung them out. Do you know what? That water that they use at zero res got more dirt and even soap out of it. That's right. Out of something I thought was clean out of the laundry basket. Here's what I want to tell you. Or out of the linen closet. If you want your carpets really clean, ZeroResDenver.com. This water gets you really clean. They use less of it. Your carpets dry cleaner and stay clean longer. And no residue to attract more dirt. Safe for kids and pets. Right now, $33 a room. Get in before the holidays. ZeroResDenver.com. They also do tile and grout, mattress, upholstery, just about anything else. Duct cleaning, 303-471-5150. 471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. Hey, right now is open enrollment. Do you know what that means? It means that you have to buy health insurance now or you can't get it through the year. And that's true except for life-changing events. So really, you don't want to be stuck uninsured. Now, Integra Insurance can help you pick the right stuff. This is one of the few clients I have where I say everyone needs them because you don't pay for the service and you get the expertise of these insurance brokers to go on or off the exchange to find the best plan for you. Whether it's Medicaid, Medicare, or regular insurance, they can help you through all of it. IntegraInsurance.com, 303-466-5500, 303-466-5500.
Yes, I'm very
How much time, bro?
Sports clips.
4.5.
Thank you.
Or, excuse me, 4.
I'll be right
It's
back.
just a period in time now, but I don't know where you guys get your haircut. I use a sports clip in Castle Rock.
That's where I go. That's
Yeah,
funny. I just went there like 3 weeks ago.
Their turnover's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I don't care who I get. I know a lot of people actually put down who they want.
Mhm.
The other thing that drives me insane, now I'm just talking about the business in general, is I don't like how their app works. You get in this virtual line.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you can't make an appointment. I mean, I don't mind the virtual line for walk-in, but why not the ability to make an appointment? That drives me crazy. But then when you go in there, a lot of times it's so chaotic. I've never had a bad haircut there.
No, there was 2 people there a couple weeks ago. I went on before I left Arvada, rush hour traffic, so like an hour. Got there. I still waited another 20 minutes. My name was down here. I got in. I was like, I checked in, and I was like, man, I go, what happened? I go, I get the thing grew or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that drives me crazy. But I've been going there for years. I went to, so how long you been in Castle Rock?
I just moved there, like
Okay.
in the past 6 months.
So you know where Walmart is?
Yeah.
Inside Walmart, there's a haircut place. When we first moved there, this is going back, like 2003 or 4. We live in Franktown now, but we lived in Castle Rock for almost 15 years.
Mhm.
So when we were there, I go to this Walmart. I figure she's shopping. I'll go into, I think it's Supercuts. So I figure I'll go into there. So I sit down to get a haircut, man. This old broad had to be, shit, man, 90 years old. I mean,
That
I'm
is
getting
so
a little
cool,
extreme,
Dragon.
but she's old as shit. She's giving me a haircut. She, boom, cuts part of my ear, man.
No.
I'm bleeding. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I'm just, and I can't believe it. I mean, it's stunning when someone cuts your ear with scissors.
Beautiful. His
So she
skin is
Band-Aids it up
beautiful.
and charged me for the haircut. And I'm
Is
just
it?
furious. You
Hey,
know,
Chicky,
she's so
how are
old, I
ya?
can't yell at her. So I get home, about 3-4 days goes by. Man, my ear hurts like son of a bitch. She got infected. So she cut me with like dirty scissors as well.
Oh.
So it was just a nightmare.
Do you wanna do this
So
transition
then I
now, or
started
you wanna
going
wait
to
till the
sports
top?
clips. And I've never, I think
Okay.
I've used,
I'm going to sign out of my emails.
there's
Floyd's?
Floyd's.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay, so I used to
One
use
call.
Floyd's. They had a guy there that would actually give me a shave with a straight razor. And he's gone, and no one else there has a license to use a straight razor. And they charge about double what fucking Sports Clips does.
That's what it became. Last time I went in Arvada, they said the full meal deal or something. I went in the back.
Yep.
And with tip, it seemed like I spent $65.
Easily.
I mean,
So you're blind as
chicks going and they spend more than that. But I was like, damn. I did the massage, and you sit there and
And I don't
all
give a shit about that.
all that stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm not going anymore. But the people got a little weird there. That they
Yeah.
lost some of their main people again as well.
What I like about Sports Clips, though, is it doesn't matter who I get. You walk in, they print a little thing out. My hair is easy, man. It's like a number 3 on the side, scissor cut the top.
Yeah, they save it in the computer
That's
now.
it.
That's what I do.
The computer tells them what to do.
I think I had 4 on this. I don't know. Oh yeah, let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
I know. Back in the day, that would suck because
Today with the experts you can trust. Call 720-740-8064 or visit lifetimewindows.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. You know what this show's about. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. You need some help. My goodness, we want to hear from you. You realize over $300 million Cash merchandise exchanges refunds directly due to this show. Simple as that. Jason, what, my friend, is going on with you? How can we help you, Jason?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. We had a hail claim earlier this year, from hail damage on the house, and the adjuster came out.
All right, you're going back up.
The barn roof, the chicken coop roof, trim around some of the windows, etc. But our stucco got beat off the wall pretty bad as well. Their original response was that stucco was normal wear and tear. It only occurred on two sides of the house. And so then they told us to submit a supplemental claim. We did. We uploaded pictures. We had pictures showing that the stucco wasn't damaged in January of this year. And you can see it's quite a bit of damage in the photo.
So what did they say?
Well, the supplemental claim, they said, it's poor workmanship. So there was a bad install.
Okay, we had this come up, Mark, last week. Do you remember?
No, I don't. But I'll tell you something. He needs help on his side.
No, but listen, we got a couple things to tell you, Jason. First and foremost, here's what they're basically saying, and a lot of insurance they've been saying this. I'm just curious, do you have Safeco?
No, we have State Farm.
Okay. Safeco's a great company, but they've been doing a lot of crap lately. But
I'm not liking them right now.
I know. But State Farm is one of the worst. State Farm, Farmers, Allstate, American Family, and Fred Loya. But let's go to this right now, Jason. Here's what they're saying. If that stucco was done properly, it wouldn't have been damaged like this, right?
Yes.
They're not allowed to do that. Now, normal wear and tear would be one thing. Let's say they come to your house and they find not the damaged stucco. It's not damaged, but it's worn out. And the storm was coincidental. In other words, the day before the storm, the stucco looked the same as it did the day after the storm, right? If that was the case, if it truly was aged and you're trying to sneak it under the wire, then they're right. But here's what insurance has been doing lately. And I want to get Jeremy on because we talked about this from Compass. This is an illegal procedure. And here's why. They insure things the way they find them. They're not allowed to say, for example, let's say your roof had some wear, but it got destroyed by hail. They're not allowed to say, well, it wouldn't have been destroyed as much if it was a better roof or installed better. They can't do that with siding. They can't do that with stucco. They have to cover it. Now, they can choose to cancel you if they want, but they have to cover it. Hold on, Jason. I want to bring our insurance expert up and talk about this coming up, okay? Because it's really a bad idea. It's really a bad idea when they do this. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, K&H, by the way, Home Solutions is in the house. You guys have been doing a lot of storm damage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, with siding. Tell me how they handle siding. This is not stuck. He's talking about stucco. But how do they handle siding when you guys go out and there's damaged siding?
Yeah, they're going to look and see what sides of the houses are damaged and take care of broken pieces or broken elevations. If the product isn't made anymore, then I have to send it through a third-party agency to prove that this product isn't made, so that we can get the whole house so everything matches.
Right. Now, if it doesn't match because of the age, do they allow you to replace the other, or is that do they have to pay for that, the owner?
It depends on the policy that the customer has, but most cases we could do the whole house.
Okay. All right. By the way, so Jason, we're going to get Compass on to talk about this. This is a really bad idea.
You know something with that stucco, though, if I heard him right, only the two sides that got hit by hail have issues. The other sides look great. So I would argue like crazy that's some kind of installation problem. Only the places that got hit by hail? What are the chances of that?
What do you mean, Mark?
Install the rest of the house right?
What do you mean? Oh, I see. Are you saying the insurance company's wrong, right?
I'm saying the insurance company's full of crap if
Right.
they're saying if he only got hit on two sides of his house, okay,
right,
where the hail came in, and that's where the damage is, the rest of the stucco on the other two sides are fine. What are the chances they installed the two sides that got hit by hail incorrectly
No, Mark,
and the other
I think,
two sides fine?
Now, by the way, I agree with you that the insurance company's full of crap. But here's what the insurance company is saying. They're saying the two sides that all of it's installed wrong, and that's why the two sides that got hit suffered so much damage. That's what they're saying. They're saying
to me, it's just absolutely absurd.
It
man.
is.
They're just putting.
And by the way,
BS up
we
there.
had this problem the other day on the show where a guy said, I'm looking for it. Here's what it said. There was a major hailstorm. Hippo Insurance refused to cover damage to the concrete, saying the concrete was installed improperly. Had it been done properly, it wouldn't have been damaged by hail. Jeremy at Compass said, bull crap. It's not normal wear and tear. Even if it was installed improperly, you have to fix it. Anyway, we have more coming up. Let's get Jeremy from Compass on because he specifically spoke to this the other day. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
After a couple crashes on the south end of town, I-25 north and southbound, we're seeing return to highway speeds for the late morning commute. Through downtown, Colfax Avenue eastbound remains closed between Federal and I-25 due to an accident. Watch out for detours in place and heavy congestion all around the downtown area. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. No complaints I-70 east and westbound from the foothills to DIA and back again. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, but warmer than yesterday for sure, with a high of 57. We're seeing a trend of increasing temperatures throughout the next couple days. Overnight low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 62. The current temperature in Denver is 47 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also?
All right, Tom, 10 seconds. You're coming next.
For Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
EuroPlumbingColorado.net will give you the best prices ever on water heaters, bar none. Man, I am having such a great time promoting them. Now, I will tell you the prices will go up slightly after the 1st. So get your calls in now for your water heater replacements. $12.99, starting at $12.99. A 50-gallon's $13.99. That includes tearing out and hauling away the old one. Now, listen to this. They'll save you in all plumbing issues because that's what he's doing. Plumbing savings. 90% he'll save you on a garbage disposal. Put him to the test. 303-668-6844, 668-6844, EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Hey, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I love talking about Frank. Not only is he one of my dear friends, but he knows how to give service to people like no other. If you're looking to list, he's going to clean your home, stage your home, send it out. It's called outbound marketing. Mark and Suzanne used them. I've used them. And he sends it out to hundreds of thousands of people. He doesn't wait for someone to knock at the door because they saw a sign. You will love the way Frank takes care of you. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Who's putting the personal in personal injury? It's John Fuller. He truly believes in personalized attention. In fact, he has pledged in his law firm only to take the number of cases that he can work. Of course, he has helpers and assistants, but you will always talk to John, and you will talk to him with his cell phone. He'll give you his cell phone, and you can call or text at any time. He believes communication is the number one concern of people, and he will communicate with you and then fight for you tenaciously on a percentage fee basis. Call him, get free advice, and see if it's a fit for you. myaccidentlawyer.co. You'll love the way he puts the personal in personal injury where he talks to you. You never call a call center or an intake counselor so they can decide if your case is big and bad enough. Nope. You're going to talk to him from day one. 303-597-4500. Notice the difference. 303-597-4500.
Hey, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can hear me okay. I just was curious. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm on the floating mic.
Did you get my text?
Yes, I did.
I
got that.
I'm totally.
Noted.
Totally. What?
I said noted.
Totally loopy for some. I mean, it just like, God almighty.
Hey, I texted you Fuller's topic for his 120 Live, okay?
Got it.
Are you going to come in tomorrow or be home? John Fuller's in. We'll be in for you, but just wondered.
Maybe I will. Let me check. I just, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I used to go to this guy right by the office. He was great, but
Just like a barber?
Yeah, he was just like, it was $12.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
There was a barber down in Lake.
Are you calling me ma'am
I think
because I'm
Lakewood
blind?
years
Hey,
ago I
Dragon.
used, but we
Yes,
lived
ma'am.
down
Yes, sir.
Aren't you impressed at how on time I'm taking my breaks?
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, this whole next segment, you'll have a full 2 minutes. Look at you.
I like when he brags about that. That's my favorite. Hey, I'm not coming back to music.
Brian, put your headphones on and hit offline so you can hear Tommy.
What's that?
Or
Hit offline.
Yeah.
See the offline button?
Yeah.
Hit that and you can hear Tom and then talk with him and converse with everybody.
That's where we make fun of
For
Mark.
YouTube and all that. Dirty dough cookies, MR. They look good.
Dirty dough cookies.
Yeah, YouTube, he said Dirty Dough is in Parker now. I've never heard of them, but man, do they have gluten-free?
Why would you eat a gluten-free cookie?
Because it's better than no cookie at all, Dragon.
Okay,
I would disagree
God
with
bless
that, though.
America.
I tried that broccoli crust pizza. Actually,
It's cauliflower.
if it's cooked right,
It's not bad.
It's like a thin and crispy
But
pizza.
it falls apart.
yeah. I
No,
don't
it doesn't. There's some good ones out there
You
now,
gotta put
Kelly.
the mozzarella on it to hold the fucking thing together. The fuck's your
TikTok
problemo?
fad is a chicken crusted pizza.
Ew,
So you use like the.
Oh
like,
man,
like
it's delicious.
Like tuna
Oh,
comes
shit.
in a can, chicken comes in a can too. So
That's
you just
disgusting.
shred up the chicken.
No, but you got to do it the right way. It's
Yeah.
delicious.
What the hell's wrong with
You're
you?
gonna make Mark sick. He's gonna go home puking.
I'm gonna
You know, they
make
put
I'm gonna
fucking
make
chicken
one
in
and
a
take
can.
it in, and you'll be amazed.
A chicken in a
Yeah,
fucking
in case
can.
you want to make chicken
Yeah,
salad.
okay. You know what? I'm glad I grew up where I did.
Oh, look at the website and see how risky they are. Ooh, it says life. They don't look risky, MR.
What does that mean?
Cookies?
Risky.
The cookies.
They just look like fat cookies with fillings.
Yeah, I mean, what? I thought maybe it'd be penis shaped or something,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm not seeing that.
Risky.
Is that candy corn cookie? You're an idiot. That's never gonna sell. 10 seconds, guys.
Here we go.
By Dora, Equal Credit Lender.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Eric's got a general insurance question. Go ahead, Eric. What's going on?
I'm curious, and thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Roof damage also. I had a hail damage claim, and right now I'm currently actually getting a roof put on. But the subroof or the plywood?
Yeah.
When the insurance adjuster first came out, he said, "Oh, we don't know, whether they got to replace any of that, but we always list that as normal wear and tear, so we don't cover it."
Hold on a second.
Now,
Brian Burns is with Compass Insurance Group. He's on to talk to Jason's problem, but while he's on, and we only have a minute, so we'll take this after the break, but Brian, can they say that if it turns out when they tear off the roof, they see bad decking, can they say the decking was not destroyed by hail, this is normal wear and tear, and now you have to pay for that part of it?
Usually where I see them, not wear and tear, where I see them say that they won't cover, they'll want to cover it underneath building code coverage. They'll say, hey, the codes have changed, you can't have the same decking, it now needs to be replaced. And if you don't have building code coverage, then they can decline the coverage.
But Brian, I could see though,
that as wear and tear.
I could see though where plywood over time could get weakened and need to be replaced, and them saying this is not the hail part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it, but what caused the damage? If it's truly wear and tear, that's one thing. But a lot of times the hail damages it because the water seeps through and it starts to, degrade because of water damage, and that should be covered. So
Now,
I guess it just depends on what they're saying.
All right. We're going to take this now, and we'll talk about this coming up with a public adjuster as well, because this is the kind of thing where public adjusters need to come into the picture for Eric and Jason. So both Eric and Jason hang on. And Brian, if you could hang on for Jason's question as well. This is getting ridiculous how insurance companies are now starting to turn down claims under the normal wear and tear, or that it wasn't done properly so it would not have been damaged part. And that's the part we have a question about coming up.
Woohoo! Hey, Tom, do you want Matt?
Yes, if we could get him.
Okay.
Was it really difficult for you to find gluten-free foods when you were younger? Oh, I just became gluten-free in the last year and a half, Case. And I'm like 95% gluten-free because I'm not giving up my beer. What's that?
There's actually a couple good gluten-free beers in Colorado. There's not many.
Yeah, I've had a few gluten-free beers that aren't bad. And it's funny because there's a lot of breweries now that'll do gluten reduced, which means their lines aren't sterilized from gluten, but the beer itself is gluten-free.
Right.
So they say gluten reduced. I don't seem to have problems with beer. So, but I mostly do IPAs. I don't do wheat beers.
Yeah.
They taste nasty to me anyway.
So Holiday Brewing in Golden, have you been there?
They're right here. They've got a place
they have
right
one down here.
in
Okay,
Landmark.
well, that one. That's the only IPA I like gluten-free.
Are you gluten-free too?
No, but when
Yeah.
I go there, that's what they have. So
Yeah.
I get their IPA, but that's the only one I like anywhere in town. It seems like.
Yeah, Holiday. They're good. They're it's great that they
I didn't
have
know it was
that
over
for-
here, too. I just been
for
to the
people
Golden
with
one.
I don't have
Yeah.
celiac or anything, but it's great for people who have celiac and whatnot.
Does gluten hurt you, or?
Yeah, here's the deal. I had so many digestive problems for 10 years. Finally, I decided I'd just try giving up gluten, and I haven't had any issues since.
Wow. And it's it's because everything's gone commercial. Everything's made in big
You know what?
factories.
Very processed, yeah.
If we still had like our normal old school family-owned deli down the road that baked their own bread,
Oh, yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that, you'd have no problem with that.
Yeah.
It's all it's just everything is. Just
Hey, Matt,
Now,
it's Kelly
Mark and
over
I,
at
we just
the
celebrated
Martino
30
Show.
years,
How
so
are
we
ya?
just went to
So we've got,
Hawaii. We just got back Friday, last Friday from Hawaii for a couple weeks. I did
and
try
insurance companies that are ripping people
just
off.
a little bit of
So,
gluten out there.
Tom
and
wanted
ditto,
to
but I say
come on as an
very
expert. Okay,
just
hang on.
got a
now
little
you
bit.
gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
So I don't know if it's-
if you could find like the homemade stuff and the
Yeah.
like the local pot.
I
people make
totally
their own
agree.
Pastas with the Italians. That stuff. would be fine
Brian,
for you.
I totally agree with you with that. I
It
do.
would be fine. It's just another stuff
Yeah,
that's
it's all
really
that
bad.
processed shit
Yeah,
that's
they put
out
so
there
many
now.
Yeah, you do feel better. I mean,
There's so many chemicals. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yep. There is.
yeah, my
Sugars.
girlfriend makes a lot of gluten-free stuff, and I actually have to say I feel better.
You do.
When I
You
eat
don't
that
feel as
stuff, and when I-
bloated
when I
and
go, like,
stuffed.
well, yesterday I wasn't. I was eating out lunch and met a friend for dinner, and I don't feel as good as the regular stuff
Yep.
we eat.
Yep.
So in the gluten-free beer, the main thing is with the IPAs, you don't feel them the next day.
Yeah.
I think there's one in Wheat Ridge called Ricolec.
That's interesting. I'll have to
Ricoli-
try
Ricoli?
strictly gluten-free one of these days when I go out for a beer and see how I feel.
3
Com-
gluten-free IPAs versus like just regular West Coast IPA that's out there, say 7%.
Yeah.
The next day, you don't feel them at all.
I'll have to test that
It's
out.
pretty wild.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
But
I love my hazies. Oof.
yeah, those are some good ones out there.
Easiest thing to test if
Yeah,
anybody
but Case, I think
working
there's a
it
lot
out,
more
just put 'em
processed
in queue.
foods now than there used to be, like in the 60s and 70s. If you heard us talking about that, that's just my opinion.
Causing trouble.
Mark, same with Vienna sausage. This market, you mentioned Spam, and Spam is a staple in Hawaii. Like that, they serve Spam for Thanksgiving
Right,
out there.
right.
It just grosses Mark out. I grew up on Spam.
You know, I will neither confirm nor deny the fact that I was at the stadium, but our producer Shannon.
Hey, Kelly.
That's right.
Oh.
Is
She wants
proud
to
to
be able to hear me.
admit that he was there in the locker room.
Oh, my God.
Take that however you will. I have not seen him
Do I need to turn off the offline?
Yeah,
If you don't want to hear everything, go back to program when we go back to the show. But right now, you want to be offline. Hey, Tommy?
Yeah.
You know we have Brian Burns on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to him already.
Oh, okay. I'm in the middle of 6 things. I wasn't sure.
Exactly. If your boot fits, you know? All right, buddy, don't touch a thing. We'll come to your...
Hey, Kelly? Dragon?
That's hilarious. And totally believable. Oh, so good.
Hey, guys. Fuller's trying to figure out if people hear
Yep, got him? We got him.
Yeah, we got him.
Thank you.
I told him to hold on, that you were going to the bathroom. All right, I gotta go get water because I'm gonna die any second.
Woo, you had to jump to get that.
He's so tiny. Spamming. Do you guys like Vienna sausage? I used to like it as a kid. I don't know I could eat it. Well, it's probably gluten anyway, but I don't know if I could eat it now, but I ate it as a kid.
Yeah, I liked it with crackers.
Mark wouldn't allow even that in our house.
Tried that in 30 years.
Ooh,
Yeah.
McDonald's even serves Spam in Hawaii, MR. Yep. Yep. It's a deal. I discovered, I'm not going to say it right, acai bowls.
Yeah.
In Hawaii. Love those things.
Yeah, you know we're moving right after Thanksgiving for the offices.
What's that?
So right after Thanksgiving, you know we're moving the offices.
Yeah.
Like the 27th.
Who's doing that?
Very good. But we got some people helping with some stuff. But yeah. Not really taking that much.
So behind. I hate missing the morning when I'm not here to set everything up.
Did Ted find anybody to buy that place?
Not yet. I think he's gonna release it.
I didn't say anything.
Or they're gonna wait till the spring to put it back on the market. Because commercial interest rates are super high too. So if somebody's trying to buy it, they're gonna give a lesser price. They'll just hold it. They'll just hold it for a while. At least to somebody. We have the warehouse till Christmas time, basically. But we're gonna.
All right, 15 seconds here, guys.
Chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino. I am your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. This hour brought to you by 888heating.com. It's getting cold, and it's still time to get high-efficiency replacements for your heating and air, and they will get you the best stuff at the lowest prices. 888heating.com for that particular genre of saving money every month with high efficiency. If you have a heat pump and solar, you can get that. If you have solar, you should get a heat pump to help your gas furnace. 303-770-2776. All right, we left off with Brian Burns at Compass Insurance Group. I want to go back to him, and then I'm going to go to a public adjuster. But basically, Brian, this is the second call we had. It's from Jason, and not the second call from Jason, but the second call about the topic. Jason is the second call. And basically, here's what they're saying. And I want Matt to listen to this too, since he's on. Matt Stanford is a public adjuster with Paragon Services. Public adjusters, by the way, fight for you against insurance to help you get justified and legal settlements. Now, Jason has basically a stucco siding that was damaged by hail. And what they're saying, Brian, is had that stucco been installed properly from the get-go, it wouldn't have been damaged. They're not saying the damage is normal wear and tear. They're saying that the damage is due to improper installation. Jason, how long ago was that stucco installed?
The house was built in 2015.
Okay, now, one thing I want to mention. We had this come up the other day with concrete. They said, this concrete shouldn't be covered. Why? Well, it wasn't because it shouldn't have been damaged. The only reason it was damaged is it wasn't installed properly. Now, that is bull, according to Jeremy. He said, no, if you insure the property, you insure the property. Now, if the concrete was not damaged by hail, but damaged by other things, and then
there you go.
like cars and stuff, then you would say, okay, it wasn't the hail. But Brian, what do you say to Jason when his insurance company is telling him, we're not covering that stucco because had it been installed properly, hail would not have damaged it?
To me, that's just such a slippery slope for the insurance company because you could say that about anything. Oh, this was done wrong. But to me, is the covered peril of hail damaged the stucco. So I don't really care how it was installed. The fact of the matter is, hail damaged it. You need to cover it. I would push hard on that. I really would. I mean, we're not talking about something got installed last week. This is 8 years old, and they're saying that. And just one more point, Tom, on that last one on the decking. I've seen insurance companies do this where they say, that it's wear and tear that's in there. My argument would be, hey, if the decking was able to be nailed to with the prior shingles, then the shingles coming off is maybe what caused the damage, and that should all, held in totality. That's all part of the roofing system. So I have argued that before as well as trying to get that all covered.
So let's go to Matt Stanford, a public adjuster, on each item. First, the stucco. Matt, you were on about the concrete, and you said you get concrete covered all the time. Let's talk about stucco. What do you think about the insurance adjuster's argument? Hey, if this was installed properly, it would not have been damaged.
Yeah, it's the same song and dance, excuse me, that they did with the concrete. They're just trying to wiggle out of paying for it, so they're leaning on wear and tear or faulty install. But, the previous gentleman was right. It doesn't matter. Hail damage trumps all of that. So you just have to push harder and, use somebody like myself or somebody with some legal leverage to get them to turn the corner.
Okay, now, what about the other one? Eric said they were doing his roof, and they pulled off the roof and saw bad decking. The insurance company says we're paying for the roof but not the decking because the deck is normal wear and tear.
Yeah, that is a really difficult one because decking typically, you'd have to have really massive hail for the hail to actually damage the decking through the shingle. I've seen it. It's very rare. If the decking is just simply rotted, that's not something that they can usually cover. So that's a very tricky one.
Eric, what's wrong with the decking? Exactly. What's wrong with the decking?
It seems like the glue or whatever is starting to come apart. So it probably could have been about that. It turns out, though, that supposedly in my area this summer alone, we had 5 different hailstorms that were claimable. I knew about 2 of them where we had over-inch-size hail in all about a 4-week period.
Yeah, we're not denying the hail, bro. We're not denying the hail.
Oh, no, I know that, but I'm just talking about the decking gets beat up, and I even went into the garage and pulled out an old piece of plywood and started kind of hitting it with a ball-peen hammer to see what happens, kind of like with the hail.
Yeah.
Well, that glue starts to come apart pretty easy, pretty quick on that.
What do you think about that, Matt? He's making the argument that while the decking itself may not have been broken. He says it disturbs the glue.
Yeah, it's becoming delaminated, basically, so it's plywood and not OSB, correct?
Right.
The one that I could see and looked at, yes.
Okay. Now, the ones I've seen get approved had an engineer involved. So they literally did some lab tests and things and put together a report saying that the hail damaged, kind of like you're saying, a delamination of the plywood. So they would probably take some experts to bring in
Now, Matt,
to get that approved.
Matt, on the topic of bad faith, and for those listening, bad faith is a term we use when an insurance company that you have been paying turns down a legitimate claim. And then they can face severe penalties, including attorney's fees if you hire an attorney, and treble damages, which is triple. Now, here's what I want to know. Matt, why, first of all, what is considered bad faith? Like any claim that's turned down? Or I never really understood what makes that legal definition. And, of course, I'm not asking for the legal advice, but one attorney told me all you need is a legitimate contractor to say this is truly damaged. What do you think?
Well, they can tell the contractors to take a hike pretty much. And what it comes down to is if you can prove that you have given your insurance company plenty of opportunity to do the right thing, and two words come into play with bad faith: delay and deny. If they delay for an unreasonable time for a determination, that it plays into bad faith. And if they are wrongfully denying damage, as determined by an expert, a contractor, or a public adjuster, that can play into bad faith too. And those two words are always key: delay and deny. So you just have to determine why did they deny it, and if that answer is, well, because they don't want to pay for it, that's bad faith all day long. If they are reasonably denying it, saying, well, this water leak, for example, was something that occurred over time and was not sudden and accidental, well, you can't really call that bad faith. That's a correct determination. So it just has to be analyzed case by case.
And Brian Burns, Compass Insurance Group, you believe that, right? That's basically what you believe?
That would be a good definition. Like you said, if you're, and you see it on occasion where companies do try to toe that line very closely, where they have reasonable belief that they're denying it, but there's times where you just think, nope, this is unfairly being denied.
Okay, and thank you both. By the way, did you want to say something, Matt? I'm sorry,
No,
I thought.
That's just the cherry on top. That's exactly right.
Now, Matt Stanford is what he is a public adjuster, paragonservices.com at referralist.com. His number, he serves the entire metro area. His number is 719-726-0020. And by the way, Compass Insurance Group, I like to say home of the famous insurance checkup. And I mean that sincerely, because you call and say, hey, here's what I have. Can you do better? And here's what I love about it. You can't lie about that. Either they do better or not. If they think you have a great deal, you got a great deal. It can do nothing but save you money and possibly get you better coverage. 303-996-9000. That's the insurancehelpcenter.com, 303-996-9000.
No one does kitchen countertops like this. Prices on the phone, wholesale on all natural stone, tear out and haul away, free. And the bathroom is free with your kitchen. With the Art of Granite, you can have beautiful new countertops in just 2.
All right, Tom, you got just over 10 seconds, and Fuller's on access, ready to go.
3-386-5919. Wholesale prices, granite, quartz, or any stone. 303-386-5919 or theartofgranite.com.
I'm talking to John Fuller, and one thing that I say about John Fuller is the personal approach to personal injury. But you hear attorneys advertising on TV and radio all day long. And John, the one thing that's hard to do, and I'm going to ask you to do it, is distinguish yourself on what you do differently.
Well, here's the deal, Tom.
We're going to give you an honest and fair assessment on your very first phone call. And we're not going to subject you to a call center or any of that kind of rigmarole. You're going to cut right to the chase and talk about your case. Throughout the entirety of the case, we're going to be honest with you about all aspects of your case. We're not going to overpromise or try to hype things up and tell you that you're going to get a zillion dollars if you're not. We're going to we're going to employ a team approach on your case, so you've got a whole handful of people that are working on your case every single day. And then, at the end of the day, we're just going to flat work hard to get the greatest outcome that we can. That's what we offer. That's what we've been doing for over 20 years. So if you're in that predicament and you've been hurt and you need help, give us a call.
And John, I wanted to mention something that you mentioned. You give your cell phone number to them that they can call and text at any time. I had one person, one of my YouTube morons, which I say affectionately, say, come on, is it really a cell phone or is it a burner phone he uses?
I've only got one cell phone. I've had it for over 20 years. That number's been on my card since the day I began practicing. It's my real cell number. I'm on it all the time.
Okay, that's the story right there. So call his office. They'll route you to him. You'll talk to him, not a call center, not an intake counselor. MyAccidentLawyer.co, 303-597-4500. When it comes to reverse loans, you want a personal approach too. First, when you call someone, you don't want to call someone who's hell-bent on getting you a reverse loan. Do you know the philosophy at Empower Reverse Mortgage is this? If you cannot be benefited by a reverse loan, they will not put you in one. And it has to be a 5 or 10-fold benefit over what you have. So if you want to pay off your house and just not have a house payment, or if you have extra equity, have a line of credit, or maybe a lump sum, they can talk you through it. 720-500-7719. 720-500-7719. If you're looking for safe, conservative investments, I've known Joe Chiano for many, many years. He's got two organizations that helps you invest money with guaranteed no losses, guaranteed returns, and guaranteed income for life on one of them, which is the fixed indexed annuity. On the overfunding of life insurance, you can get as much income as you put in, and plus returns, of course, as far as your policy permits. All of that can be found out very easily by calling Joe and his team. He's a certified financial planner at 303-779-6600. That's 303-779-6600.
Buddies have some Can-Ams.
Like a track.
My buddies have Can-Am turbos, which are like
I've
30-inch tires. I mean, we're jumping off stuff doing 90 miles an hour. Mine's not like that. Mine will do probably 80, but I can do all the Jeep roads. Go pretty fast. Pretty much keep up with him, except for the crazy big rocks.
I think my favorite, when we go out to Moab, we'll rent them. I've rented a Razor and I've rented the Can-Am. Yeah. I like the Razor better. Yeah. The Can-Am, if you're like on dunes and shit, man, that thing's a beast.
You get the 72-inch wide one a buddy of mine has. I mean, you feel like you're in the Baja 1000.
Yeah.
Out there in Moab, riding through a sand wash. He's like, you're like, oh, geez, dude, you got to get me out of this thing, man. This is too fast now.
Yeah, I had my days in that shit, man. When our kids were young, so our kids are 21 and 23. When they were up to the age of 13, 14, they both had little 50 Hondas. Yeah. And, my boy had training wheels. He was on his motorcycle at 3.
Those are great, the little little tiny 50s,
Yeah, I don't even know if you can buy them anymore.
I see used ones. I see them like Walden Dunes, Moab, just different places I ride in the mountains. I'll see people bring the old ones out for their kids.
Ours was like, I want to say it was an 02 or 03, bought brand new from Fay Myers. Bought the thing with the training wheels. They're separate. Probably all in $1,400.
Yeah.
Both kids use that bike. When they were, 14 years goes by, I sold the bike and the training wheels for more than I originally paid for it.
Yeah.
Because I guess you couldn't buy them anymore for whatever reason.
Yeah. They're fun.
You ever get into jet skis?
Yeah.
Are we back up?
Used to ride a lot of Sea-Doos.
Hey, Kachina?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, we're not.
I need
we had a
you to look at show
Kawasaki jet
notes.
ski. If you ever been on one of those,
Okay.
a real
Yeah,
jet
the stand-up one with the goes up and down. You start out on your knees and go up.
All right,
Yeah.
15
These
seconds,
wet
guys.
bikes now, man.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 K-How, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. I'd like also an update on that guy with his credit card. I'm sure he's checking to see if they ever showed up for that flight, the guy that was scammed by the actor or actress and hip-hop husband from Ghana, Africa, on his credit card. I posted something on that on Instagram just about and tagged her to see if she would respond. Jason, do you have anything more on this insurance denial as far as your house goes, sir?
No, not really.
Okay.
That's it. Everything else, they approved all the rest of the claim.
Okay, again, you might want to go and call Matt Stanford at Paragon Services and have him take a look at it. And or do you have an expert of your own? You can enter what's called the appraisal process. That's where their expert and your expert argue it out and try to come to a conclusion.
Some of that appraisal part, though, is if they're flat out denying the claim, the appraisal part doesn't do anything at all. The appraisal's more about the money. But I think you're right in this circumstance because they admitted to some of it, right?
Yeah.
Then he has to go through it before he even brought a lawsuit. They make you go through it.
And Jason, really, tell me why you believe that your decking was destroyed by the hail. Why do you believe it? Did you have an expert tell you?
Well, I was the stucco guy. The other guy was the decking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
And
the
I
stucco guy. Okay, well, you're a slam dunk, Jason. You're gonna win this.
Okay.
The first thing I would do with the first thing I would do with yours is I would ask them to show you, listen carefully, in the policy where they have the authority to turn this down, because there's nothing in the policy. Now, it does say in the policy normal wear and tear, but they're not saying normal wear and tear. Normal wear and tear would mean there was damage before the hailstorm. Damage.
I'd call Matt.
Right.
I'd just get Matt on it, man.
Yeah, that's true, too.
They've
I wanna
already
get
told
Matt
him to
on it,
pound
yeah.
sand in 4 different ways.
Okay, go ahead. Call Matt because it's really needed.
And now, listen, man, he's busy as hell, so it's not like this stuff gets figured out. When I hired him years ago, my insurance company said 0 zip zilch. They said they weren't giving me a nickel. He got me $70,000, but I'm going to be honest, man, it's not overnight. It's 8-9 months, dude.
Oh, that's fine. We're not stucco install weather these days anyway, so if we have to wait.
Let me ask you
totally
guys
fine
in
with that.
studio, K&H. I mean, stucco versus hardy or anything else. I mean, could this guy, if he wanted to, if they're going to pay for new stucco, can you put like hardy board or something better over stucco?
Hey, by the way, ho, something better. Stucco, by the way, is one of the best sidings you can have on a house.
Okay,
Just,
I didn't know that.
I mean, now listen, they're going to argue about hardy board. That's fine. I'm not going to diss hardy board. But if stucco is done right, and by the way, I'm not saying his wasn't, and even if it wasn't, they should still cover it. But if stucco is done right, it's a lifetime siding, Mark.
I'm just think of an ice ball the size of a golf ball getting thrown at hardy board or something like that compared to getting thrown at stucco. You're saying stucco's just as strong?
If done correctly. Now, we're not talking about drive it or what they call artificial stucco.
I didn't know that. I always thought I could take a baseball and throw it through stucco, to be quite honest.
Hell no. No. I have golf balls bounce off my house all the time.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
Now, listen, here's the bottom line, though. What happens is this. There's something called drive it. These guys probably know more than I do about it, but drive it, and now drive it's the brand name, so it's real. What it is, it's a foam with a thin layer of what looks like stucco over it. It's a beautiful looking stuff, but man, woodpeckers, balls, hail. I mean, things can just dent that outer skin, and you get right to the foam.
You know, we had a woodpecker when we first moved into our house in Franktown, Tom, and we've got hardy board. And let me tell you, man, I didn't see any damage on it, but it is the most annoying sound you ever heard. You know how we got rid of the woodpeckers?
Don't say it. They're protected species.
I just let our cats out, man. Our cats, they didn't kill it, but I'll tell you what, they didn't come back.
No, you're right. But be careful of your cats. Well, you know that out in the country. Wow. So, guys, as far as you can give your say, since I did, obviously, these guys are with K&H Home Solutions, and what do you think, hardy board versus stucco? Stucco done the right way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key is being done the right way. I'd say most companies are not doing it the right way. I replaced so much stucco with hardy.
Really?
Over the years, yeah. I
really?
mean, woodpeckers just tear it up.
Wait a minute. So how do you replace it? Do you take the wire and all the cementuous stuff off right down to the sheathing?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll chip it all off, get it all gone, see what you got going on there with the OSB, replace anything that needs to there, and then moisture barrier and put hardy up, and you're set.
Okay. Now, isn't it true, though, that woodpeckers hurt mostly the foam part of it, you know, like around windows, the trim and all that, more so than the stucco itself?
Most areas I see are up in the gables of the houses, so not necessarily. You know, when you go into places like Conifer, Evergreen, up there where you have higher elevations, a lot more flickers.
What the hell are they pecking at? I don't even understand.
There's hollow spots in there, and I think they're trying to make their nests. I think they think that they're naturally trying to go in there to lay eggs. You know, they think that they're knocking holes in a tree. You know,
they're the most annoying things ever, man.
Oh yeah, and
if
so
there's one hitting the side of your house, there's nothing like it.
And so people will hang CDs or tinfoil or all kinds of different things.
What good is having beautiful stucco when you have all the crap hanging off your house?
And that's what it looks like up there. It's
I've seen that. I've said, my God, I'd rather not have stucco than have all that crap hanging off my house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's terrible. You know. I mean, so here's the deal. I just Googled this, and I just looked, and they say the best of stucco installation can still be worn down by a determined woodpecker, but it's mostly the trim areas and the soft areas where they apply that foam. You know, like to get that relief around windows and to get that trim-looking stuff, like maybe a pillar or something, they use foam and then cover the foam. That's really bad.
That same stuff will get knocked with hail too, real bad too. So that's where I also see a lot of hits is in that area. And to get a really good stucco, you know, that's real thick, it's going to cost you, you know, more than a hardy will. So you know, that's kind of why you get the more bang for your buck with the hardy.
Now, you know, in Arizona and we have it some in Colorado, but this lightweight concrete. I just happen to know my father-in-law was one of the
That's what my deck is.
My father-in-law engineered that, was one of the first pioneers of that in the Southwest, where they made these pillars and architectural monuments. They look beautiful. I mean, it looks like a massive building, and it's a lightweight concrete. It's not a stucco. It's not a covering. It's solid through and through, but somehow, I don't know how they did it. I should have asked him when he was alive, but they made this lightweight stucco. Mark, that's all over the house right now. Stephanie's house, all the trim, it looks massive. It looks beautiful.
That's cool. That's what we have for our deck outside.
Yeah,
and it's unbelievable.
Do you have the beautiful railing made of that? That looks like
no, not the railing. That's more of a Trex product, but. During a hailstorm, I did take some dents into that, and that's the one Matt helped me with. But you know what I did? Instead of redoing the whole thing, I just did a covering on it and pocketed a few bucks.
Yeah. So listen, so lightweight concrete is an alternative architectural concrete, but it's not used much in Colorado. Now, let me just say this. Coming up, because Dragon's going to, you know, Dragon, if I don't take my break, he's going to cry like a baby, and I don't want that. Okay, stop, Greg. Anyway, we're going to have the follow-up on the Ghana flight where this guy was scammed on his credit card by these celebrities from Ghana.
Guess who?
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
A new incident over on the east end of town through Aurora, I-225 northbound. A crash at 6th has slow traffic back from Mississippi. No word of lane blockage, but we are seeing about 5 to 10 minutes of delays. Otherwise, a clean drive throughout the Denver Metro. I-25 north and southbound. We're showing no complaints into and out of downtown. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, but warming up after yesterday with a high of 57. Overnight low of 30, warming up even more tomorrow with a high of 62. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 66 degrees. The current temperature in Denver is 48 degrees with your Impact Traffic and Weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
All right, 10 seconds, Tom.
Custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
They call it Wiser Together. That's Harris Family Law's series of webinars. Tonight is a new one. They're going to talk about, I am getting divorced. How do I protect my hard-earned money and assets? There are legal ways to do it. There are shady ways to do it. They're going to go over this. But here's the deal, okay? All of their webinars are on the website, whether you made it live or not. So if you'd like to join them tonight, it is tonight at 5 p.m., but you can also look at your leisure, harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. Everything to do with family law. Hey, the Art of Granite will give you a price right now. All you have to do is call them and say, I want to know how much my countertops will cost. That's because they do everything in a very simple way. Tear out hallway is free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen, or you can opt for a kitchen sink. And they do all manner of surfaces, natural stone or engineered stone, man-made products, and a price on the phone. Give them an idea of what you want, and they do it because they're proud of their prices. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919. Empower Reverse Mortgage. I love talking about Mark Massey and his team. By the way, they do regular mortgages as well. And you know, here's the deal. Empower Mortgage and Empower Reverse Mortgage have their clients in mind for the best products for their circumstances. Call and ask your questions. It's really a helpline. 720-500-7719. Are you approaching 62? Maybe you can access that money, your equity earlier even. 720-500-7719, empowerreverse.com. Kachina, thank you for getting John on. I'll go over there
You know
in a
what we
minute.
started watching last night on it's a series.
What?
Oh, shit, man.
Botched, Tom. These people.
Oh, my
it's
God,
real
we
life.
watched. Well, my God, we watched the first episode.
Oh, my crack is
And I
whack.
thought-
Tommy.
wait a
Crack
minute.
is whack.
Wait a minute. I'm going to get some
One
pecs and a
episode.
six-pack.
I know, that guy is such a freak.
Oh,
It
my
is
God, did you see his
crazy.
muscles? He looks like Superman.
He's so long. Like his torso is 4
I
feet
love that
long.
show. It's a fucking train wreck after
But before
train
I
wreck.
have those implants on the six-pack and the pecs,
It's like
I'm going to
watching
have
my
some
500-pound wife or
No
whatever
kidding,
it's called.
but it's amazing that he creates his own. What do you call it?
Well, implants.
Implants,
But,
yeah.
Wait, he
designs
does?
them.
Yeah, he creates them. He designs them.
Not
He's
the
a
actual
nut.
implant, but he'll give them like a copy of what he wants implanted.
And then he wants to be half awake so he can tell them during his surgery,
Up,
hey,
down.
move it here, move it there.
But he's like, honest to God, he's the most normal one on that show.
No, he is the most normal.
And he has dough. He has all these boy
How about
toys
the
running
woman?
around.
She had these big ass implants put in, and one of them turned upside down. So it's
You
like
could
one
see
cheek
it
is
flip
like
in her butt
it's
cheek.
so crazy.
Ryan, you
Oh,
could see
God.
her flip it in her butt cheek.
And the bad nose jobs are one after another. They all look like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Every bad nose job looks like Michael Jackson.
Every good
TV show now is like a train wreck. You just can't stop watching.
Oh my God, we
Well,
binged
well,
4 or
well.
5 episodes.
It was funny.
Mr. Buck is not running after all.
It's crazy.
Wait,
man. That
he's
show
not?
was
He's
awesome.
retiring?
God bless.
So that's
We
why his
were
true
quite
colors are coming out, the
entertained last night
motherfucker.
with that
Yeah,
one.
good. Get him out of here.
It's amazing. Hey, Tom, did you see that I have John Jones?
Yes,
on?
I said thank you very much for following up on that. Yep.
Oh, okay, I was in the bathroom. Sorry. Happens.
You know, we got to watch our language. We have a priest in the house, by the way.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey,
I'll forgive you.
I'm an
Yeah,
ordained
so-
minister.
Ken
Oh,
Buck
God.
is not running
Here we
after
go.
all
I
the
got ordained.
BS
When
that
was it?
he's
It was years
pulling
ago.
All the time.
I can marry people the whole bit, man.
And I got a church,
In
a
the
holy
Universal
church.
Life of Church
I'm at the
preacher.
Universal Church of Life.
Life
I
of
got a
church.
holy church, wholly owned by me.
No, Universal Life Church.
Universal Life Church. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's been
In
so
fact,
many-
I'm going to reprint my card.
like use that as your
I
second
have
form
the
of
church.
ID.
You can be till this day. You can become a minister right now.
I have the CCC.
4 easy questions.
You've
and
heard of the
$8.
CCC?
Online.
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 It's good for role playing.
No. It's legit, man. You can do legal weddings, baptisms, funerals. I can even operate my own church.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
You
Now
wanna know-
I'm a preacher's
You
wife
wanna
now,
know some of the
Tommy.
notable ULC ministers like myself? How about
Notable.
this? Richard Branson, Lady Gaga, Sir Paul McCartney. Yeah, I'm in that ring. That's my circle
Wait a minute. They're ministers?
of the ULC, just like
15
me, bro.
seconds, guys.
What does the ULC stand for?
740-8064 or visit lifetimewindows.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, along with the Reverend Marc Mager, doing a show for you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Why am I calling him the Reverend Marc Mager, Mark? Why am I calling you that?
Well, just like some of the other circles I run in, like Conan O'Brien and Richard Branson and Lady Gaga and Sir Paul McCartney, we are all ordained through Universal Life Church. I got my, what's that called, ordination?
Yeah, ordination.
Years ago, probably 20 years ago. I can do weddings, bar mitzvahs.
What's the
You
name of
can
the
reach
church?
me
I'm
at
Googling it. What's the name of
helptroubleshooter.com.
Universal Life Church.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been a minister for years,
God, over
Tommy.
20
Just
plus,
another
man.
hat.
Well, listen, I run the Human Fund, by the way. And anyway, let's go to John Jones. Mark, hang on with the Ghana thing, please. John Jones Jr., we have a very serious question here that came in from text. He's with Integra Insurance Group. And by the way, this is open enrollment. And back when they started Obamacare, in order for it to work, they had to have everyone insured. So they didn't want people just taking insurance when they got sick because the system would break. So they had a time of the year where everyone had to join, and that was called open enrollment. And that's what we're in right now, which means you have to pick life insurance now or you don't get to get it during the year if you get sick, okay? You can get it if you have a life-changing experience. Now, the question I have for you at Integra Insurance, John Jones Jr., is this. By the way, I just realized that's JJJ. Triple J. Hey, that's your rapper name now. Triple J.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, now listen. We have someone who never wanted to pay for Part B, and they actually turned it down. And now they're in big trouble and need those. What do they do?
They can enroll in Part B, but there's going to be a penalty and pay a additional premium on top of that.
For the rest of their lives?
Yeah, yes, sir.
How much additional premium?
Well, they're going to have to enroll in Part B how long have they not had Part B?
Let's say they never had it, and he's 80. He's never had it.
Never had it?
That's what he's telling me. I'm looking at the text. He didn't actually say that, but he says, I don't have Part B, never did.
So you take, what you do is, you take 10% of the monthly Part B premium and multiply it by the number of 12-month period someone has gone without creditable health insurance.
Oh, my God. So it could be cost prohibitive.
It could be really expensive.
Well, hold on then. Is there an alternative? Can he get Advantage?
You have to have Part B to get Advantage.
Oh. So wait a minute.
To get a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan, you have to have Medicare A and B.
So wait a minute. This is truly the government for the first time ever lets you make a stupid mistake. No, I'm truly mean that, because the government usually forces stuff on you. The only thing
I highly recommend. I highly recommend he contacts Medicare and he has a conversation.
They wouldn't waive it, would they?
They would be able to. They would be able to calculate that penalty and tell him, based on his age and how long he's gone without Medicare Part B.
So let's just go over this roughly. If he didn't have it, let's say for 20 years, okay? For 20 years, let's say he didn't have it. That's 10% of what it would have been, right?
Well, so 10% of the monthly Part B premium.
So what is the monthly Part B premium for someone who?
Yeah, the base monthly Part B premium is $164.90 this year. This year it's going.
So let's say 164. So 10% of that times the number of months he's been out.
Number of 12-month periods someone's gone without creditable health insurance.
Oh my! Wait. So is it $16 for each period or for each month?
I believe it's for each period, each 12-month period.
Okay, so that would be times 20 years, let's say. And or something like that. So that doesn't seem like a lot. That's only if it was at 164, 10%, it would be about $330 if you went 20 years without it, right?
Yeah, here, I actually can pull up a calculator.
And is that $328 now paid per month by him?
Yes.
Oh, so it's $328 a month he pays.
Correct.
In addition to the normal premium?
So let's say, how many months are we saying he went without it?
Let's say if he became eligible at 65 and he's now 80, 15 years.
15 times 12. So you got 180 months, right?
Yeah. But you said it for each 12-month period.
His estimated monthly Part B penalty would be $247.35.
$247 in addition to his normal one?
Correct, on top of the normal Part B premium.
Oh my God! So this is a weird. People, do you know people who have screwed themselves like that, John Jones Jr.? Like people that would actually not take Part B to get an extra $100 a month? Occasionally, we talk to someone, but it's not common. And typically, like when I've talked to somebody that's been a year or two, not 15 years, but it certainly happens. Holy crap-oli. Wow. Okay. Thank you, John. You've answered the question, and that's really important. And by the way, Integra Insurance Group, it is now open enrollment. Get to them. You don't pay a dime more, I swear to you, when you use them. And people think if they go direct, they're going to save money. It doesn't happen that way, does it, John? No. Here's the number.
They're set by the Division of Insurance.
Exactly. 303-466-5500. 466-5500. We have more coming up, that follow-up on Ghana right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
A new incident over on the east end of town through Aurora, I-225 northbound. A crash at 6th has slow traffic back from Mississippi. No word of lane blockage, but we are seeing about 5 to 10 minutes of delays. Otherwise, a clean drive throughout the Denver Metro, I-25 north and southbound. We're showing no complaints into and out of downtown. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, but warming up after yesterday with a high of 57. 57. Overnight low of 30, warming up even more tomorrow with a high of 62. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 66 degrees. The current temperature in Denver is 48 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
All right, Sean, 10 seconds. You're up next.
Of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Keel and Park. Now, those are attorneys, Keel and Park. The common spelling, except you put an E on the end of each one of those, Keel and Park. And what they do is estate planning. And I'm getting good reviews already about them because we have experts in various fields of law. Keel and Park can help you take the pain and misery out of estate planning, and they can avoid the problems that people have without an estate plan. And that could be as simple as a simple will. It could be a trust, revocable or irrevocable. You can also plan for the future. Are you going to need Medicaid on top of Medicare? All of these things can be done with a good estate plan, including passing on your business to your children or maybe selling it. All of it at lawkp.com. Get the conversation started. 970-818-8198, a free consultation to give you an estimate of what you need. 970-818-8198, lawkp.com. Giant General. Think of that when you're thinking of bathrooms. Why? Because giantgeneral.com, they have a free app. That's all they do is they manufacture this app for you. They developed it so you can download a template of your bathroom and then edit that template. So if you want to change the toilet, the tub, the shower, the sink, mirrors, light fixtures, wall systems, floor systems, guess what? It gives you an instant price on what it will cost to buy the materials and do it yourself. It also gives you a price on having a contractor do it under prevailing rates. It gives you the intelligence you need when doing home improvements like your bathroom. GiantGeneral.com, no cost to you, and it's very informative.
It was horrible. I mean, if you're a bum on the street, it was the best thing ever.
Yeah, K&H, we had insurance for everybody, all the employees. After that, we couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. I was the same way with my Goodyears. I had 50 employees. Yeah. I had full coverage, basically low deductible for everybody, and then I had to scale it back to where I paid like 60% or something for the employee only, not even for the family. Exactly. But I offered the full family everything up until then.
Yeah, that's the way we were. So we have an insurance program now for the employees, not the sales guys, but basically we instituted it. It doesn't cover everything, but some of the people, depending who they are, it pays half of it.
Yeah.
So we have that. It was a different kind of program, but it's tax-free. It's pre-tax.
Yep.
We didn't have it before. It was always kind of like the owner, Ted, working out deals for somebody to get it on their own because it was so expensive for him to buy it that way.
Oh,
switched out when you were there, Brian, when you were doing canvassing. Yeah.
They just made it ridiculous, man. They made it so bad it was crazy. It was the worst thing ever done. Yeah. Just totally. And then that doesn't even get into the whole part, you can keep your doctor and all that bullshit.
Good morning.
Lies.
Thanks for calling the Tom
I mean, he
Martino
lied
Show.
right through the side of his mouth, man. Yeah. You know what it was? It was a tax. Let's call it what it was.
Okay.
I get to go for the good old colonoscopy November 10th.
Oh, you've never had one?
No, this is the first one I've gotten to the age. And went to Kaiser, and they said, "Hey, you're about 2 years past on that."
My first one. That you came here today.
Was it this year or last year?
My friend just went 2 days ago. I know.
First one. No, listen. I go in. I remember every bit of it. Let me tell you, it's not bad, man. I'm in Twilight, but I'm watching it on the TV. I remember it like you wouldn't believe. Everything went fine. I was like, "Oh shit, man! I thought this would be horrible." Didn't feel any pain. Nothing. I go home, I'm bleeding like you can't believe. I end up in the ER for my second colonoscopy.
Like a day later.
24 hours later. They cut a polyp, and they cut it too short, so they had to go in and singe it off. Then I was fine. But guess what? I ended up having to pay another deductible for that one because I had to go to the ER.
Oh, geez.
The first one's free because it's normal whatever.
Right.
Through Kaiser.
They cover it. Yeah.
The second one ain't free. So the second one cost me like $5,000.
Well, we're not going down that road. Todd had one. Was it last year? I mean, I've known everybody's, hitting close to 50. I'm not 50. I'm 48. I think Todd's like 50 something. But I've had some friends that have gotten him at 45, 46 years old now.
Dude, they told me if I didn't get mine, I probably would have had cancer.
Yeah,
I had a big ass polyp. They're
How
like,
old were you when you
polyp's
went?
gone.
How old?
50.
Okay, I'm 48. Yeah, the guy told me at Kaiser, because I switched over, he's like, have you gotten it before? He's asking some questions.
Yep.
And he goes, it's time. He goes, you've got the right insurance now, so you can go. And I go, cool, because last time I went, I had the thing that you had, and they said it was going to be whatever, $4,500. I think this was like last year.
That's crazy.
I was like, I want to get different insurance. Something's messed up here.
It's a it's so important. Anybody
10
out there,
seconds here,
I
guys.
think 50 is crazy.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Back with you. Mark, let's talk about that trip to Ghana. So I put it on Instagram. I'll send you a link. But I thought I'd hear from her if I tagged her. I haven't heard anything. To recap this woman, this celebrity from Ghana, TV celebrity, movie star. If you look at all of
I
her,
prefer to call her a wannabe, but okay.
well, Mark, she has made several movies. She's been on TV. She's
In
been
Ghana.
Well, I know.
What, box office of $8?
Well, in any case, as far as Ghana goes, she's famous, and her husband's famous too as a hip hop artist there. But I get what you're saying. The market is different than here, but she's like the Oprah of Ghana. Anyway, bottom line is, I thought if I tagged her and her fans and all that, I'd get some kind of response. Nothing.
I saw your post, Tommy.
Yeah, and no response from her. And I tagged her. I did it the right way. And, the tagging. And so, she got notified. So did her husband. And it's basically terrible. I mean, as I said, it's terrible because she portrays herself, her husband and herself, they portray themselves like a wonderful family. They came here to New York to have so she could have her twins at a good hospital and not a tent. But so basically,
Well, she wanted them to be able to have citizenship. I guarantee it.
you think that's why?
I'm sure.
Are they automatically citizens because they?
Of course, they're born here.
Wow. Maybe that's so now they want to move here. Maybe. And so
that's funny. I don't know how that works. Like if the kids are definitely citizens. I don't know how that works with the parents. I don't know if they can now move here with the babies and be citizens, but it doesn't even matter. They can just walk
Well, that's
across
what I'm
the border.
saying. Just go to Mexico and walk across. I mean, that's what Biden has made possible. Just like all the, all the Hamas people are going to do. So here's the bottom line. Think of this as the land of credit cards for her and her husband, so they can move here and have so many of them. Mark, I'd like to believe this was some kind of mistake or mix-up, but you said they gave your credit card number, your address, the code on the back, your expiration date, blah, 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 that it couldn't have been a mistake. It was an intentional fraud. Have you followed up at all? I know you're a tenacious little guy. I can tell by talking to you. So did you follow up?
So I've actually got some good news, Tom.
What is
The
it?
plane is scheduled to take off in less than an hour from New York's LaGuardia Airport, and the family will not be on it, at least not on my dime.
Wow.
I got confirmation from United Airlines that their tickets were canceled, and I've been issued a full refund by Chase, so I'm all good
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yep, $13,000. Let's do the dinger.
God, I wish we had someone at the airport, though.
Yeah,
I'd love to see if they showed up, get a microphone in their face, maybe a camera.
I don't even want to tell you about my friends on TV.
What do you mean?
I don't want to tell you about how it's not a popular topic.
What's not? People stealing money from Ghana?
Yeah, no, people going to the airport to confront those people but I'm just gonna tell it like it is. All right? If those people were white conservative people who did this, there would be people at the airport confronting them. But they will not be there to confront Africans who had a baby and needed the money. I don't want to get into it, but see, people say, Tom, you know, a lot of people like to say the news is not slanted. The news may not be presented in a slanted way, although it is, by the way, but it's also slanted by what people choose to cover or not cover. That slants the entire message of the newscast. So basically, here's the bottom line. They won't be exposed on American TV, but they will at least, maybe I should have called TMZ. Maybe they would have. Although, like Mark said, she's a wannabe maybe, and they don't care. Minor celebrity or whatever. But in any case, thank you for giving us that follow-up. I'm glad it all came together.
Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate your time.
Come on over. I'm going to go get coffee.
No problem. Thank you.
Let's do that first.
Take care, you too.
I'm
Bye.
stepping away.
I don't know. Like, I wonder, everything's digital now. Wasn't it United? Did he say United?
Yeah.
So, I mean, all your tickets are on here, and when they get canceled, they're immediately canceled in the app. So I would assume she didn't even show up to the airport, but I don't know.
Yeah. Not like the old
$13,000, by the way.
Yeah, because remember she said the flight was supposed to take off like in an hour, so you'd have to be
First class.
security by
First class, right? They didn't just get they didn't get regular seats. They didn't get economy.
No, they got 13 grand first class.
What's up, chicken?
What? No, not Friday. Well, what? I thought you meant I.
Thanks for calling Troubleshooter.
Adam and I are looking at a car, but we've never actually purchased like any car we've always purchased.
Oh.
Cars.
What are you looking at?
A Ford, I believe it's called. So the one that we're looking at that's used is a Ford Edge. It's like an SUV.
Mhm.
Escape. I'm sorry, Escape. See, this is how much I know about cars. And then he wants to go to a Chevy place to see about maybe possibly leasing. But we've never done that before either. So he's kind of, we're both a little.
Yeah, just call me. I mean, it's not a big deal.
It's 10 a.m. And
Well, our kid's in town this weekend, so.
Oh,
But
okay.
but I have no problem. What I'm saying is, just call me with the deal, and I'll tell you if it's good or not.
Okay, yeah, that would
That's
help.
not an issue at all.
Yeah.
Whether or not you guys should lease is a totally different question.
Well, I don't know about that.
How many miles are you guys going to put on it?
Well,
You going to drive out see your daughter in California?
no.
Well, it all comes down, can you live with it? Because if you go over the mileage, it'll
know.
totally
But
screw
can
you.
you, like, negotiate the mileage?
Not, well, no, with dollars. You can negotiate it with dollars.
Oh, you can't negotiate mileage higher? They just.
For more money. Yeah.
Which is what if you want to do that.
All right, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but text us ahead. Text me a heads up, not him. I get my texts way quicker than he
Beforehand?
does.
Okay.
Yeah, so just text, hey, we're on our way. Just heads up.
What
so
dealership
we're
you going
expecting
to?
your call.
It's Auto Nation on C470 in Broadway.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
And then and then on the used car, you have to go get it checked out. Don't even play around. Bring it over to Sheridan.
Well, that's what I was, hopefully, but we can't do it until Monday because they're not open on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would give us the call.
These guys got all the hookups.
Auto Nation should.
These guys got all the hookups.
Yeah. Where is it? C470 and what?
Maybe we could.
Who's down there? Not Ron Mitchell. Who owns that Goodyear down there? Let me look here.
Please get Integra on for a follow-up, Tommy said, just so you got that. He texted me and you that. Got it, Tommy. Tommy, are you there, Tom? Can you hear me? Guess he's not there.
We went and saw Bill Cosby with them. They have the special needs kids. They're down there off C470. He owns the Goodyear on basically right there, Broadway.
Goodyear?
We went and saw Bill Cosby with him years ago.
Couple hardy jobs.
Yeah, that part I don't remember.
What the hell was his name?
I've been getting my own all year.
Yeah.
It was initials. Goodyear at C470 and Broadway. God, I can't think of his name. He probably sold by now, actually.
Good morning. Thanks so much for calling the Tom
this
Martino
is it.
Show. How can I help you?
That guy's trying to ask me way too many questions.
No, I don't think so.
Afterwards.
Damn it.
Or after the meeting.
Okay. What's your name?
He just wants to get to know me, know everything. I'm doing a lot.
I don't even know
Jared?
if the name would be familiar to me. Goodyear for
Jared. And what? Okay. And which comments in particular?
Jealous.
Oh, yes, yes.
Fuller.
Well, anyone who is actually born in the United States is an automatic citizen. And it's generally very easy after that to prove and get citizenship for non-citizens who are parents of people that are born in the United States. There's a whole thing called birth tourism. And so that's kind of what the deal is. But I will go ahead and put you on.
He's super young.
Is he really? Younger than me?
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
I sent you a couple emails this morning.
No idea.
Okay,
hang
say
on for
hi
me, and
to
he'll
my
be right
special
with you,
guest.
Okay? Hold on.
Who's your special guest?
Hello, my name is Adele Arakawa.
Well, let me see. Who is it? I
No,
don't
say
see
hi.
what.
Tell her.
No, it's Kathy Sabin.
No, it is not. Come on,
I
Steph.
can't even hear him.
She's breaking up a little bit.
Oh,
Both
I'm breaking
of them.
up.
Put-
Sorry.
Put her on camera.
Okay, I'll
it's
put her on.
Steph.
Oh, hey, Steph.
Did you really think I was Adele? I'm Kathy Sabin. We're gonna
Now
have,
that I can hear your voice, I know it's you.
we're gonna have weather after the break.
Why isn't that switching?
Are you co-hosting?
No.
Are you co-hosting today?
No, I'm gonna talk about Tom's knowledge of
Okay,
Foley.
no problem.
Why is that camera?
Foley.
Hey,
Oh, wait,
John, it's
it's
Kelly
on me.
over at
I
Martino.
have
We have a follow-up for you.
There,
on
that's a
Medicare
much better
question.
view. Look at you.
do I look presentable?
Let me put this.
You're
I gotta
beautiful.
point this camera at you. I don't even understand why it's not on you, but number two.
Yeah, so go
don't need to
ahead
see me.
and call me back on 303-627-8466.
Steph, what do you think of all
Yeah,
these
that's fine, too.
college rallies going on now?
Okay, all right, no problem.
disturbing.
Thanks.
It's freaking disgusting.
Well, that the universities wouldn't, I guess, free speech, but it's like going back to the 60s or it's terrible.
Are you going to call me? Maybe not.
Oh.
All right, 10 seconds here, guys.
Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255, here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. And it's brought to you by none other than Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We love Frank. And he'll do a free market valuation of your home for the asking. All you have to do is call 303-920-1622. And then what he'll do is he will tell you what your house can sell for based on his 30 years of experience. And he looks at comps, the neighborhood, the whole area. And that's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Coming up pretty soon. On the wide shot here, I have Marquez Suzanne, so I brought Stephanie in. So now it's a family affair. We have all four of us here. And Stephanie, my honey, is going to be talking about something that we're going to promote for this weekend. But right now, I want to go to the callers. They take priority. And John Jones Jr. I have back from Integra Insurance with a question follow-up. This family is very disturbed with their senior citizen. I thought it was from him. It's not. It's from his family. This text. He's 82 years old. He never had Part B. He just squandered his money. You know, he thought, hey, I could use the extra $100. Now he can't even get Part B because it's going to be cost prohibitive. And you said he's not eligible for Advantage, and he's not eligible for a supplement. Is that right?
That is correct, Tom.
Is this John Jones Sr. now? Okay.
This is Old Man John.
Okay, Old Man John. I'll take it. Hey, John, so listen. They want to know what to do. Since he essentially has no income, would he be eligible for Medicaid?
I think I'd try that.
Okay.
But still, even on Medicaid, let's say he went on Medicaid, he'd still, in order to get on Medicare Advantage or Medicare Part B, well, Medicare Part B, he has to have Medicare Part B.
For what?
In order to get Medicare Advantage or supplement. Sure, he could go down to Medicaid. He could get, treatment and be enrolled into Medicaid. If he has no income coming in. So I think I'd recommend go down to local Health and Human Services
But isn't that kind of cheating? Let me explain this. Isn't that a loophole then? They surcharge you on purpose to try to encourage you to get medical Part B going in, and they want that to pay the premium. And if you don't pay the premium for 20 years, now all of a sudden you're an old man and you're sick, you just go on Medicaid, and what I mean is, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to judge this person, but that's kind of a loophole, right?
I guess it is.
Because otherwise, if he got medical Part B, as John Jones Jr. told us, he would have to get surcharged, a penalty every month.
10%. Yeah, I mean, it'd be based on 10% per year.
And so
surcharge on how many years he's been off of it since he turned age 65.
We calculated that his monthly premium with the surcharge would be over $400 a month. Well, you're not going to get a senior who is only getting whatever, $800, $900, whatever. They're going to take half of it.
Easily. And Tom, one thing, if I may say this, and that's why I'd recommend he goes down to local Health and Human Services office and sit down and talk. Exactly at that age, what he would qualify with Medicaid, I'm not sure.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly what he would qualify at that point.
Does Medicaid phase you out as you get older?
No, because but see, all these people that we talk with Medicaid, they also are enrolled, based on the income, they're also enrolled into Medicare Part B. Then they have the option, if they want, of getting a Medicare Advantage program that's called dual eligible, that gives them more benefits than what Medicaid would do. So I think that's where I'd start with him, is allow him to go down to local Health and Human Services and see if there's anything that they could potentially do for him.
Okay. Thank you, John Jones Sr. Again, Integra Insurance, 303-466-5500. Thank you, John. What happened to our calls? Did they all drop off? My God. Okay. Rodney has an issue. I guess people, I'll get to your call as soon as possible. We also have K&H in the house, and then Rodney, go ahead. What's going on, Rodney?
Well, I had my roof examined and everything, and they came up with a nice big price of about $33,000.
In what, damages?
In damages, yes.
Whoa!
And that was including the decking that would now qualifies for the city, I guess, because the original decking was put on in 1966.
And no one is. Do you have code upgrade insurance?
Well, that's what I thought I had. Now they want me to pay an extra $8,000 for the decking, and only pay $8,300 for the roof.
Okay, so I need you. Okay, this is man. We're getting a lot of these. I want to get Compass on to address your problem specifically. Although Compass, as I said, they're our expert. They're not necessarily.
We need to see his deck page too. Can you send us over your deck page?
It's a declarations page.
I'll get that for you. Yeah.
Now, Rodney,
I bet he's got ACV, man.
Who's your? Yeah, let's find that out too. That's a good idea, Mark.
Allstate.
Who's your carrier, Rodney?
Allstate.
God, oh my God, they're always the bad companies too. So let me get it straight then. Allstate is turning down basically the majority of your damage claim.
Right.
And who made the claim? Who came up with the $33,000 in damages to begin with?
The roofing company I had come out and look at it.
Okay, so from $33,000, they're paying you. They want to pay you
$8,300.
Oh my God! What did they use as a reason?
Well, it's pre-existing conditions, and depreciation.
Are they saying that you have no recoverable depreciation?
That's what I'm under.
Well, let's find that out.
We just got to see your deck page, man.
Yeah, get your declarations page to us, even if you have to take a picture of it. Now, and we'll figure this out. This is happening a lot. We need to get an expert opinion on here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we will get first Compass Insurance after they look at your decks page and figure that out. Rick, what's going on with American Furniture? Hello, Rick. What's happening?
Yeah, we bought a mattress about a little under 2 months ago at American Furniture, and they kind of guaranteed if you don't in 90 days if you don't like it, you know.
On a mattress?
Yeah, that's weird. On a mattress?
Just like our sleep number, Mark. They gave us 90 days. Remember?
Oh, God, that's disgusting. What do they do with the ones that were sent
Well,
back?
obviously, they're not going to let them, So anyway, is that something special?
They actually sell them. I asked them. They sell them.
No, hold on.
So if somebody sleeps on them for 2 months, they sell them.
You're making me sick. Are you sure they do?
That's exactly what I thought. But anyway, we had we went down there the other night because I mean the mattress, I hate it. It's my back aches and everything else. So we went down there and talked to the salesman. He was fine with everything. He said he wrote it up and we picked a different mattress out. And
you get to sleep 90 days on it.
Tom, remember we had that with our sleep numbers.
Yeah, I remember because I loved mine and you hated yours, right?
Yeah, we returned ours.
But here's the deal, though. That's a whole different ball game, those sleep numbers. That's an air bladder,
But they're still mattresses you sleep on.
Yeah, but they're not really. Okay, I'll bet you they don't reuse them, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, they told me they sell them. I mean, I thought.
Yeah,
that
so
was
what
pretty
AFW
bad.
says is they offer a one-time exchange of your qualifying mattress for a different mattress with the allotted 90-day break-in period.
Correct.
Yep, that's what it says.
So they will replace it. So did they replace it?
No.
Why?
So because my wife smokes, but she don't smoke anymore.
Wait a minute. Did they say? Wait. What does her smoking have to do with it? Did they say there was an odor on it?
Well, they didn't even go back to see the mattress. The mattress had been covered, but she hasn't smoked in the house for at least 6 months.
Yeah, but hold on. So she never smoked on that mattress or while you had that mattress.
No.
Okay, but I don't understand what smoking. Hold on, I don't understand. Are they saying when they walked in the house, did they say, "Oh no, there's a smoker in here"? How did they do it?
Right. Yeah,
Okay, hold on then. We'll talk about that coming up.
Up.
Hang on. I'm Tom Martino. We got more coming right up.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and
10 seconds here, buddy.
5% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Hey, Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and I hope you never need him, but you're going to be happy he's there if you do. He has flat rate pricing on each offense, and that includes DUIs, and unfortunately, we're getting into a DUI season, so to speak. It gets dark, people hang out to have a drink at work, or they celebrate the holidays. I know Halloween was a big one. Here's the deal. Don't drink and drive, obviously, prevent the problem. Joe Lazzara is there for people who've made stupid mistakes, bad calculations, or falsely accused. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drains. Right now, you need a dependable company, not someone who's going to come and try to sell you something, but someone who wants to come and fix something, hence the name Fix It 24/7, and not only fix it, but fix it right so you don't have a recurring problem over and over. Right now, they have such a great offer, and they're going to be doing, in fact, I just got an email on it. I want to try to find it. They do that extreme clean on the furnace, of course, when they can fit you in, and they will do it for you. They have this extreme clean that they do for $39 for new customers, right? Well, guess what? They're going to do something else, too. They want to say that for November, not only are they going to get your furnace cleaned, for existing clients who've had it done, it's $99. Now, let me tell you how significant that is. $99 is still a scream. The way they do that deep clean, they're going to do it for $99 if you had it done. If you never had it done, it's $39. Please understand what a great deal this is. They go through your entire furnace like a refurbishment. Now, 720-526-3939. That's 720-526-3939. Empower Reverse Mortgage is there for you. Whether you need a reverse loan for an emergency line of credit for a lump sum, or you just want to get rid of your house payment, they will never get you ever a payment or a loan unless it benefits you. My friend Mark Massey and his team will only get you a reverse loan if it helps you. Why don't you check him out? And that's Mark Massey, EmpowerReverse.com, Empower Reverse, 720-500-7719.
Yeah, it's the phones, bro.
I know, I'm having
It's so weird watching like a war on the news. It's crazy.
Terrible.
Like every 3 hours, there's like literally updates.
Hey, guys.
New bombings.
Yeah, what's up, Tommy?
I want
What?
Dragon to get a level on Steph's
You know
mic
what? It's
because
weird. It's
mine
like
was low
Ukraine
the other
doesn't.
day.
It's like it's. I haven't seen.
I think
shit
he
on
heard
Ukraine.
you. Yeah.
Sorry, Mark's talking. Should we
Mark's,
say it
yeah.
again?
Dragon, can I get Stephanie to give you a level?
Going all the time everywhere.
Sure,
Yeah.
go for it.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Steph.
hi, Dragon.
No,
How are you?
but on the Israel
Everything
stuff, they're
sound
showing it
okay?
step by
You
step.
sound beautiful. That works perfectly.
Okay, great.
Pushing narratives. You're seeing different things.
They are pushing a narrative. There's no doubt about it.
To cover his roof.
It's crazy.
All right, hold on.
It is wild, man.
Well, I remember back in the 90s, I didn't know about the Balkan War much. It was going on over in Serbia and Bosnia. My ex-girlfriend was from there, so I know a lot about it.
I'm sorry, Tom.
I was in high school, I remember telling her. I saw the Iraq, the Desert Storm stuff going on. It was like a blurb, the stuff going on in Europe. I mean, I knew about it years later, but all the stuff that happened over there, it was the same thing.
Better
It was
mind your
pushed
P's and
back, but he
Q's,
lived
mister.
in Europe. I knew a guy lived in England, and he knew all about it. But
I'm gonna put you in the
US
penalty
and
box.
Missouri, I didn't see that stuff. There was no internet.
They only push it when they want money, so now they're
Yeah.
trying to really
I barely knew it happened
People on board, so we
until you
wanna
read
pay-
about it.
pay money.
So what was it? Late '80s, early '90s. The original shock and awe with the original Iraq War, Bush the first. There,
Yeah.
that was incredible, man. They just basically lined up. It looked like something. It looked like a battlefield, like
Right.
something you'd see from the Civil War.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we launched some shit, and everybody was gone. I mean, that war went so smooth you couldn't even believe it. It was like what, like 12 hours, and we were done.
It was amazing.
And you kind of think like that's how all of it should go.
Yeah.
But since then, it hasn't gone that way. How did we do that so easily with Kuwait? But then the second round with Junior in there, we were in there for 20
This
years.
doesn't make anybody money, so that's why they got to drag it out. First time, like, wait,
World
nobody
building.
made money. Now we need electric cars.
Todd,
We were
they've known
basically
each
just
other a long
protecting
time in the
Kuwait.
biz.
But it was crazy, man.
They've
Just-
known each other for like 30 years or something. Yes, Case, right. Through TV and all that.
They like these never-ending wars. They want to
I'm getting insulted like hell on YouTube about.
No, you're not. I don't see this.
How are you?
I need elevator shoes when I'm out with Stephanie.
Oh.
I robbed the cradle.
Well, that part would be hard to argue. She's way taller than Tom. Oh yeah, that is
Well, I
true.
wouldn't say she's way taller than Tom.
I'd
She's
say
taller.
Stephanie's at least 8 inches taller.
She's
Oh,
5'11".
stop
Yeah,
it.
foot and a half, give or take.
She's
Stephanie's
5'11",
gorgeous.
and I'm 6'2".
Yes, I bet you're. Yep, she used to be on the news all the time, the evening news.
I just put up all her info.
I know, but they're talking about it now, so
Oh.
I'm just responding.
A lot of people don't have it up. Stephanie Riggs,
Thanks so much for calling.
Emmy
the
award-winning
Tom Martino Show.
journalist, anchored the #1 rated evening newscast in Denver, and has earned 10 Emmy awards. Hey, how many Emmys do you have, Tom?
Hey, shut up.
10 seconds.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm going to get right to the phones, I promise, but Stephanie's with me, and I can't make Stephanie Riggs wait. And by the way, I'm getting insulted on YouTube like crazy, that saying I need elevator shoes when I go out with her, and that I robbed the cradle. I did not rob any cradle. I am younger than I look. She's older than she looks. Uh-oh.
I am. I'm almost 60, folks.
Okay, so Stephanie, let's talk about our film festival. Listen, here's all we want to say is this. We hear all the bad news about stuff going on in the world, and we have this woman in Colorado who's spreading the good news. In fact, wasn't she in Princeton or where? Harvard? Where was she this week with
They
her
were
kids?
at Yale
In
with
Yale.
her students competing.
Now listen, she
Worldwide.
started a school in Africa, and Stephanie went over and visited it and did a lot of video, and we're doing a documentary on it, or we did one. She did it. I edited it, but what
Which
is it
was
about?
a tremendous feat, because at one time Tom was out there making mud and sloshing around, and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Trust me, I'm making Foley."
Sound.
And he was recording all these sounds because the sound wasn't quality enough for him. He taught himself Final Cut Pro, and the reason that I'm here is to thank him, because I did this
You don't have
on
to
a
thank
wing
me,
and a
hon.
prayer.
Talk-
Yes, I do. You
but-
put a lot of time
but
into
talk
it.
about the
No, but
movie.
the point of this show is I'm going to have this Colorado premiere of my
She
film.
won six awards for
Film festivals.
Film festivals, all different kinds of film festivals, and one of them is local, and they're going to be showing
Yes,
it this
it'll
weekend.
be this Saturday at 3:00 at Glory of God Lutheran Church. That's in Wheat Ridge. So just look it up. Tom, maybe you can post some information.
And by the way, this is a little bit of faith, but it's mainly about the school and
Well,
about
I
the
think-
academics.
I think what I want to say is, as Mark has been talking about, Tom's talking about, this is very disturbing watching all of this heartbreak. And this is a response to the genocide in Rwanda, which was I truly the darkest period in certainly this country, in our world history. Nobody really responded to it. But this woman in Colorado, Susan Holleran, went there in 2012. And what she did, she started under a tree with a couple of kids that were left behind after the genocide. And the transformation of this part of the world is so miraculous, but she did it because she wanted to make a difference, because she got tired of seeing all this decimation night after night, hour after hour, and she went there, one woman, and she made a difference, and she kind of pulled all of us in there with her.
But the reason she went there, she was donating money.
Well,
right?
but the reason she went there, Tom, is she asked God, I want to make a difference. I don't want to just take up space. And she started donating to this orphanage. It was a scam, but that's not the story. The story is when she went there and she discovered the scam, she saw why God brought her there, and she made a difference. And I think, we keep telling our kids, there are children in this world that don't have anything to eat. I've been watching the coverage like you have about this war. I mean, these children are decimated. They have no school. They have no families. But what do you do after that? And I think our kids can't even comprehend. They're so entitled. They have no idea. But this is another example in a different part of the world. I mean, Americans have no clue how blessed we are. A friend of mine picked up Mother Teresa when she came here for the Pope's visit, and she asked her, Cherry Hills Village, what do you need, Mother Teresa said, prayer for? And she says, oh, we don't need prayer, we're fine. And Mother Teresa shook her head in that town car and said, this is why I always say we have to pray for the Americans. We have to pray for the Americans. We don't know what it's like to have mortar shells over our heads all night, but these kids understand what happens when in 100 days 1 million people were macheted from people that lived across the street from each other, but they came out the other side. And what I did in this film is I got a Colorado family. You can't believe their cell phones that wake them up and their breakfast menus versus what these kids in Rwanda have to do and how far they have to walk. And I want you to bring your kids to this film because I want them to open their eyes. Until you go to these parts of the world, and I spent so much of my time at CBS going to these places, you can't understand it. So I hope that I'm saving you the trip to go to Rwanda, although I highly recommend you go there with your kids, to Hope Haven, Rwanda, and you come to Glory of God Lutheran Church this Saturday at 3 o'clock and bring your kids. I think it's going to open their eyes.
But we will put up some links afterwards that you can see
Okay, that'd be great.
too.
And then, Tom, one other thing, just because I promised some of my friends, if you want to donate and you want to get involved in your community, maybe you're into the military, maybe animals are your thing, there's going to be a weekend of action November 9th through the 12th. I want you to go to projectourtown.org, projectourtown.org, and see where your services can be used. So many people are sitting around wanting to make a difference because they feel so helpless with the news. This is a resource for you. And thanks for letting me
by the way, that
be on the show.
project you just give out, give it again.
Oh, this one again?
Yeah.
Projectourtown.org.
That's more than just this.
Oh yeah, that's all the different nonprofits that you and your kids can get involved with. Get them off their comfortable couches. That's always been my motto with my kid, and I know it's important for your kids to be able to help. That's what we're here for, really, to use our gifts to help somebody else.
So this is the Colorado Christian Short Film Festival,
Yes.
and as I said, if you can't make it, we'll give you a link next week where you can see it. It's Glory of God Lutheran Church, and that's in Wheat Ridge. And we're plugging this because this school is the most unbelievable thing we've ever seen.
Well, it shows you what one person can do. It doesn't have to necessarily be after a genocide or a war, but there are so many things that we could be doing. I think we get overwhelmed. Mark was just saying, I'm overwhelmed by all this coverage. Well, this is one thing that we can do.
And by the way, this school, after it got started, it is the #1 school in all of Africa, and it has students now here in the U.S. competing on national debates,
Yeah, they
international
went to
debates.
Dakar, and now they're at Yale University.
For the international debate team.
Tom, you understand that she just made a school for to take the kids through 8th grade. Then they all she produced scholars of the highest order. And then she said, what am I going to do, send them back to the bush? So she built, through these stories that we've done.
A giant high school.
She built a giant high school and a dorm, and now these kids are going on, they're going to go to universities, they're going to compete with our kids, and nobody thought anything like that could happen. So we have to have hope and faith.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome. Thank you,
See, I told you
Troubleshooter.
you could do it. Now, I got some points for that, right?
Oh, and you know what? Every time he talks about my lack of domestic skills, which is nothing to write home about, I said he has to promote Divine Calling with Stephanie Riggs YouTube and my podcast on iHeart. And you've yet to do that, so I just had to do it myself.
Now, listen, Mark, have I ever made jokes about her domestic?
My favorite
Please.
is that he hides money under the vacuum.
You know what? Mark, do you know the guy came to check for mice or whatever and spiders? He goes, "Oh, Stephanie, look, here's your vacuum cleaner. I bet I could walk out of here with $1 million."
Ha ha.
You know
The
what?
guy, the bug guy, the pest guy that was on our show
He's
came
probably
out.
listening right now. Give him a plug.
No, he did. He came out to the house. I don't recall his company. Anyway, he came out to the house and saw the vacuum and remembered what I had said and said, Stephanie, will I find money under this? And then also you'll find money in the pots and pans.
See, the difference, though, Tom, is I actually got Susanna vacuum for Christmas.
I know. See, if I
Yeah,
ever
no,
did
that
that,
is a get. You know, do you have the gong?
Yeah,
you got
see-
your dinger.
See, Stephanie,
gone.
Stephanie even
Gone.
see. Stephanie says that's not a good present.
and Tom,
Mark.
you always
if
say
I
I'm
gave
gonna-
her a vacuum, well, first of all, it'd never be
Best
used.
present. It's the present that keeps giving every weekend.
I could give Stephanie a vacuum, but what good would it do?
You should see the pots and pans I got her last year for Christmas.
I
Steph.
actually love those.
She loves them.
Oh no, pots and pans are different. They can
Nope.
be real.
Nope.
especially-
Nope. Hit the gong. Right
I'm
now.
going to
Hit
help
it.
Tom
Hit it.
pick out your gift this year.
No.
Okay, so
No, here we go. Yep.
Okay,
no.
then what
That
you-
sounds like a hockey, like a
You want-
penalty.
What kind of
What do you
iron
want?
do you
Jewelry?
have?
Go to the penalty box.
What do you want?
Do you have one of
Jewelry?
those steamers
I,
yet?
What I love is
Air
go
fryer?
wash my car, really clean my house. Oh, you know the window guy, Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
I love him.
If I
mean,
give her
he
gift
cleaned the
certificates for these,
chandeliers.
yes, I know.
Oh.
She
You
wants.
know, Turtle Wax makes this bucket that comes with everything you need to clean a car. $19.95,
But she's
fixed
telling
right
no,
under
no.
the tree.
She
I work
means
too hard, Mark.
me
I'm not
doing
doing
it.
that
She
anymore.
wants me to do it. Her love language is our service, acts of service.
Yes, it is.
She
No
wants me to
question.
do things. So I can hide money as long as I do things.
Hey, a little bird told me, Stephanie, tell me if this is true, please. No nonsense here. That when your birthday comes up or Christmas, you pick out your own
Yes,
gift.
absolutely.
But you
But you want to know
you
something?
said you insisted
The
to.
truth of the matter is, honestly, I am at the stage in life where I've seen so many organizations like this projectourtown.org that need my help that I would say if I'm gone tomorrow, God did exceedingly abundantly in my life. I don't want anything else. So what I'd say is, you know what? I'd like you to help out. Maybe adopt a child over at Hope Haven, Rwanda, or do something in your community. Go, give some money to the animal shelters. And I know Colorado Gives Day is coming up. I'm getting all those notifications. I would rather Tom make a donation to an organization that's near and dear to my heart. I don't need anything
But
else.
Steph,
It's
you
disgusting
do.
how much
But
we
you
have.
do come in and say, "Look what you got me for Christmas, honey," or "Look what you got me for my birthday."
Yeah, sometimes, but
It
let's
is
go
truly,
with it.
though, amazing, Stephanie, what you've done to help out those kids. I mean, it's something that none of us that have grown up in the United States, poor as we can ever imagine our poor people being, it is a completely different world over there. And a lot of those kids really had zero hope until,
Nothing.
Mark,
until
do
you
you know?
guys got
Do
involved.
you know that they think that a brand new candle for their
To
hut?
do their homework.
It's amazing.
They
And they
think
share
that's
the
the
candle.
greatest gift you can give them is a brand new candle.
I felt so sorry for my son. We'd do that WhatsApp, and he would call me from Boston College, and I would just go on and on and on about how blessed he was, and he has no idea, and he would, yeah, Mom, great. But when I showed him the documentary,
Hey,
he was saying,
listen,
wow, he was
then,
crying.
Then Stephanie was giving out just little candy to kids, and this one kid would keep them, and he wouldn't do anything. And she noticed that he was giving them away.
I got those big
to other
individually wrapped lifesavers at Costco, and I had them in my pockets, and I gave it to this one little boy who was at the school, and I followed him back to his house. I wanted to see the distance. It was about 6 miles. And I noticed he emptied his pockets and gave them to all the kids that weren't at the school. And I said, William, why didn't
break when
you
you get a
keep the
chance here,
candy
Tom.
for yourself? And he said, because I have everything and they have nothing.
Oh, man.
So I said, now listen, I'm going to watch you eat it because I want to bless you. But these kids, Mark, you can't believe how grateful they are. And I don't think we can give that to our kids here. I mean, this documentary, if you come on Saturday, I think you can, show your kids a different way to live because I focus on the kids because I think that's what people who want to help these people are going to give for, the kids.
It's so hard explaining, though. Last thing with this. It's so hard explaining to a kid in the United States that's got the iPhone and it's got everything else
Mark.
you could ever imagine. You can't, how do you teach that? How do you teach nothing and how lucky
You know what?
you
I
are?
would love to do a reality show where you swap houses and you send them over there for 6 months. Our
Oh,
entitled
my
kids,
God.
and then bring these kids over for 6 months.
That's not a bad idea.
I know. Wouldn't that be a great show? And listen to
Anyway,
them bitch and
I'd
moan
watch
and
it.
whine.
I'm getting jumped on here.
All right, sorry.
As I said,
Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate
you know what
you letting me
happens
crash the party.
to Dragon when I don't take a break. Okay, so let's take a break.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Back to clear driving throughout the Denver Metro for the noon hour. I-25 north and southbound. We're back to highway speeds. Had some congestion. I-25 southbound between I-70 and Spear. Looks like that's all cleared up. Speaking of all clear up, through Aurora, I-225 northbound is 6. The crash has been all clean. We are back to highway speeds on 225 northbound as well. Up on the north end of town, some brief slowdowns. I-270 eastbound between I-76 and Vasquez. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there, warming up after yesterday with a high of 57. We're going to see a trend of warming temperatures. Overnight low of 30. Tomorrow high 62. The current temperature in Denver is 54 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since
10 seconds here, Tom.
All right, gotcha.
Millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country. With 20,000 five-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
You know, we love dependable companies, and Red Rock's Roof and Solar, oh my goodness. Finally, we have some solar people you can really, really trust. They do it all from the beginning, the sales, the service, the installation, the follow-up, and they do honest estimates. It's veteran-owned, locally owned and operated, and because they do roofing, they can do it all, especially if you ever have to have them removed and replaced for hail damage while they fix your roof. They do it all, as I said. And the only one with a guaranteed activation date, which means if it's not up and running when they say, they start paying you for the lost energy. Amazing. That's Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Here's the website, redrocksrs.com, 303-704-2449, 303-704-2449. Hey, John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. You've heard him on the show a lot. He's our expert, and he's there for you. And he means it. He will give you his personal cell phone. If you become his client, you can text or call at any time. And that's not bull. It's not a burner. It's his main phone. Also, he has pledged to only take the number of cases that he can work personally. That's John Fuller. You will notice the difference. 303-597-4500. That's 303-597-4500. 4500, myaccidentlawyer.co.
And don't think your kids aren't going to smoke pot.
Yes.
Because every fucking kid out there smokes pot now.
You still want
because
Jeremy
they just
because
get it from
Ronnie
their parents'
dropped off.
door.
Yes.
So accessible. Okay.
For
It's
sure,
crazy,
because this
man.
is...
I remember when I had to sneak
good,
pot.
and he was calling about the Allstate turning down the majority of his claim. Do you have his number?
So I just tried to call it back. He's not answering.
That's okay. I still want to talk about this because it's getting to be...
Yeah.
Did we get his Dex page?
When they're 16, 17 years
No.
old.
Yeah,
Oh.
you
Right.
got to be
Ride a dirt
honest
bike
and
or learn how to
transparent.
use-
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Let's hope he does it, but I still want to
And
talk
then,
to him.
honesty, man. I remember
Okay, you
coming
wanna
out
talk
of
to Jeremy.
Dave
And,
and
yeah,
Buster's
and I
with
still
my
have a
daughter,
follow-up
and he
I
had to
need.
be
I don't know if you got my text with
4,
Integra.
5. You
Wait,
you get those
no,
tickets
I
and
think
then
we
you
did
can
that
cash them
one.
in
Wait,
for stupid
we did
stuff.
that. Never mind. Sorry.
And I come out and there was something I told her no to. It was probably candy. I don't remember what it was.
Okay, Jeremy, the
And I
caller
get out
dropped
there,
off, but there's still
She had it in her
follow-up
fucking
that he
pocket.
wants to do,
I
so
couldn't
just hang
believe
on
it,
for
man.
me, okay?
I picked her up, put her over my shoulder, and walked her back in and put her on the counter, thinking the guy there was going to give her a little hell. I mean, it didn't do shit. I mean,
right, Dave,
you know,
just
I got
hang
my
on for
point
me.
through
We're
to
gonna
her,
come
but
to
it's
you
kind of
after the
funny
break,
how
so just
people,
be patient, okay?
you know, I would at least have known being that guy behind the
Dave?
counter, go, oh, you're not
Okay,
supposed to take stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But like I had to do all that.
Rick, you still there?
I work in the community with this stuff.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to come to you after the break, okay? Hold on.
Yeah, big time, man.
Is he back?
You know, that's how I am with
Oh, that's
No.
another guy. Never mind.
That's the American
Yep.
Furniture Warehouse dude.
Well, I'm going to take Jeremy first.
Uh-huh.
Yep. We were the same way. In fact,
Very honest
Suzanne.
with them, and they're honest with me, and that's all I care about.
I can't believe I
How
forgot
the
yogurt.
truth is, just be honest.
What a
on it.
bonehead thing.
Suzanne actually taught two of our neighbors to ride a bike.
Well, I mean,
No, I'm not kidding, man.
I just got my
And then our
salad,
daughter,
and-
I'll say this, she got into
like,
this, kids get it as they're teenagers,
I brought
anxiety,
fruit and granola,
I
and
don't want to
then
get out of
I'm like,
bed. I'm like,
oh.
no, I got anxiety too. You're going to get out of bed, you're going to go through your day, and then
Yogurt.
if you want to go to bed and lay
Yeah,
in
you're
bed
not
for the
sitting
rest of
around
the
at
night.
home.
But you're not sitting in bed, no. And she thanks me now for being
Pushing
a
her,
bitch
yeah.
like that, you know, like, it's like, that's nice that you have anxiety. Who doesn't? Get the fuck out of bed and function. You know, clean your room, go to school, go to your job, go hang out with some friends, but you're not going to lay there. So, anyway.
Tom and Mark both got hot. Tell me.
And then the other biggest part is, and you guys, something I learned that you instill in people, the kids, you don't even realize you're doing it. It's just work ethic. You get up and you go to work every day. I mean, that is like probably the strongest representation.
They see what you do.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they see
like,
what you
"What's up,
can
man?
buy
Hot.
and how you can go out to a
I'm just cute."
restaurant and just different stuff, man.
Because I'm short.
But it's pretty crazy. I mean, if the kid does not see the parent going to work and just at home playing video games, what do you think's possible? What do you think's going to happen to that child? It knows nothing else.
I have a good friend of mine that he's been out of work for a year and a half, and
He's holding out for management.
He's just and he's
CEO
living with a girl
position
that
only.
has 3 kids that are all in like middle school, high school, and I'm like, what do you think these kids? 15 seconds here, guys.
Yeah.
You're the role model.
878717 to get the help you need. That's the Raleigh House. 720-797-8717.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Stephanie Riggs has left the building, by the way. Okay, let's talk. Jeremy Curzio is with Compass Insurance Group. And Jeremy, we're getting these complaints over and over and over. Allstate's turning down a majority of his hail claim. Now, we're not sure exactly why we're going to look at his sex page, but it went from 33,000 to 8,800. Now, Mark, what did he mention on that? Did he mention depreciation, do you recall? And you wanted to see the
No, here was the deal, man. He had a roofer out, Jeremy, and had a estimate of about $33,000, but then ultimately his insurance company is only going to pay him $8,000, and they're not going to cover the decking.
This is a big deal with the decking.
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
This is a big deal with decking. They're saying underneath the roof is not being damaged by hail. That's just old age.
Yeah, and a lot of this comes down to the coverage that he has. So if he's buying, and there's so many of these policies right now that are going to pay a proportion of the new roof based on the age. And so people aren't, paying attention to that. And I don't know if that's what it is.
But that's called actual cash value, right?
Right. The decking would most likely be coming in with a different coverage if, code upgrades or, if the county's not going to let them.
No, the county says
roof.
they have to change out they must change out the decking. So that could come under code upgrade. Explain what that is.
So building code upgrades or ordinance or law is a coverage that pays for that very thing. So the problem is if he doesn't have that building code coverage, and this is where that coverage would be paid for. So if the hail didn't destroy the decking, but the decking still needs to be replaced, in this case, let's say the county's requiring it, then that's exactly what building code would pay. It's going to pay for something the county's requiring to be updated, even if it wasn't directly impacted by that hail.
Jeremy, now that while I have you on, this is, I think, of utmost importance for everyone. And that what I'd like to do now is go over the actual, what I call insurance tricks for roof coverage. And I don't mean that as a put down, but one will be ACV coverage. That's one for sure, right? ACV means basically you're only going to be covered for the actual cash value. The next one is these high deductibles. Explain how they work.
Yeah, so a lot of companies are separating a wind and hail deductible to be a different deductible than the rest of the policy.
And explain how that works, how they calculate it.
Well, it could be a percentage-based one. So if it's a 1% deductible, it's 1% of your dwelling value.
And that's, what do they call that for? Is it usually 1% or 2%? Is there a rule?
Both. They just keep going up. So it drives the rate down, and that's what people are focused on. But if you have a 2% deductible on a $500,000 dwelling, that's $10,000. And people aren't understanding. I mean, most people I talk to, they'll argue with me and say, no, that's the 1% of the damage amount. No, it's not. It's the dwelling. So that quickly will get your rate down a bit, but people don't understand the risk that they're taking.
We had a caller, Jeremy. This was crazy, man. $30,000 deductible. They had a percentage, and the house was worth about $1 million. $30,000 deductible. The roof damage was less than $30,000. So you could argue he literally had no insurance.
Now
he's self-insuring.
Now hold on, then. What other tricks for the deductibles? You have the percentage. Is that usually the only one percentage of dwelling, or something else?
Well, you could have a flat deductible that's just $10,000 or $30,000 or whatever, they set it at. That is a little easier to see, right? Because if you see a $10,000 deductible for wind and hail, it's $10,000. It's a little more confusing for people when they just see it as a percentage base, because most of them don't even know what that is.
Are those the two main things to look out for, ACV and deductibles?
Those are the two big ones, and we're seeing policies that have both. So you have an ACV policy with a really high deductible. To Mark's point, it doesn't have to be a $30,000 deductible. You could have a $5,000 deductible with an ACV policy and end up with no coverage by the time they depreciate, depending on how old your roof is. Those are the two big ones. I mean, I would tell people, if you can get a replacement cost policy, that's important. And then obviously people are starting to take a bit more risk with the deductible. Just, whether it's $2,500, we're seeing clients now even willing to look at $5,000, but you have to know what you're getting into before. You don't want to find out after.
Here's what we're going to do.
One other thing, though. The other thing
Here's what we're going to do. Take a break when you get a chance.
Okay.
Is we got a huge discount when it came to the kind of roof we put on, a hail-proof roof, so we got that discount. But on top of that, because we have that roof, our hail and wind is a $5,000 deductible, but if anything else happens, like fire or anything besides those perils, our deductible's only $500 or $1,000 or whatever.
All right, we got to take this break. Hold on. We're going to come back and talk about that American Furniture Warehouse and a used mattress that smells like smoke, or does it? And then a comment on Medicare Part A and B right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Back.
Yeah, you got it.
No,
Metro for the noon hour. I-25 north.
And I'm trying to take a break.
Going. Yep.
I'm going to blame him.
I-25.
Oh, of course.
And Spear looks like that.
I would too.
Speaking of all clear up, through Aurora, I-225 northbound is 6. The crash has been all clean. We are back to highway speeds on 225 northbound as well. Up on the north end of town, some brief slowdowns, I-270 eastbound between I-76 and Vasquez. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there, warming up after yesterday with a high of 57. We're going to see a trend of warming temperatures overnight.
Because you're so damn popular.
62. The current temperature in Denver is 54 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blinds.
10 seconds, buddy, then it's you.
Blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Remember the name for deals on water heaters starting at $12.99. I can't tell you all the details except to tell you this. You'll never get better plumbing deals. It's that simple, no matter what you want. 303-668-6844. The plumbing savings, EuroPlumbingColorado.net. 303-668-6844. All right? Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies will save you money because they will help you direct your efforts to things that really matter when it comes to retirement. They look at your complete situation. They looked at mine. Oh, yeah, I had a 401k and I had an IRA and some other stuff, but here's the deal. I didn't know what to do with them. Honest to God, I was going to simply draw them down. It wouldn't have lasted me. They helped me to extend that. They helped me look at investments. They helped me look at estate planning. They helped me look at areas like long-term care, things where you think you know everything and you don't. They let you know what you don't know. rpcenter.com. It's a good consultation, free of charge. See if you can use their services. They don't mind meeting with you under no obligation to you. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211. Now, speaking of no obligation, call the Art of Granite and get a price on a countertop right now. It says the Art of Granite, the name, but they do all countertops, man-made or natural stone. They're direct stone importers located right in Golden, and you start with a phone call. They'll give you a price on any countertop you want. Theartofgranite.com. They love the deals. That's why they'll give you a price on the phone. No one else will. 303-386-5919. That's 386-5919. I can't tell you how many people have gone into real estate closings having no idea what they're signing, but they sign and they sign and they sign. That's why O'Brien Legal Services is there. That is a real estate firm, a law firm for real estate, olslaw.com. If you're going into a closing, get a consultation. If you're having a border dispute, a survey problem, anything to do with real estate, even commercial or residential, it's olslaw.com, 720-370-7388.
You know, that has been hidden in there.
Now, we may have been late, but I was on time.
Completely agree. It was all Mark's fault.
I mean, I was on time with the length of time, I think.
Right, yes, yes.
Yeah. And it's a lot easier to control outside. It's a little bit different.
Well, the good news is you'll still have 2 minutes when we come back.
Oh, God.
Then you got people getting upset that they can't communicate with installers, you know? They don't speak Spanish or, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's going to happen. I mean, it's like, yeah, and it's like, you know, you want me to go hire the college kids at the end of the street that, you know, are waving Thomas flags? You know what I mean? What do you do?
I'd really like to go walking today, but it's freaking cold.
It's warmer than it was yesterday.
Back where I'm from, you didn't see it quite as much. You're starting to see it more back there.
We've got good people in Tri-Town, you know.
I was just checking my deductible, actually, looking through all my stuff was safe for $1,000.
Yeah, you're safe, you know.
$1,000. It's expensive.
I mean,
it's not cheap though. They jacked it up because I changed a bunch of stuff, but they cover everything. I mean, that house is up in the mountains, though. This one's some.
You know, with insurance, it's important. Everybody should do a yearly review with your insurance because they'll change it on you. They'll change it on you. They'll send you some email saying, "Oh, we're gonna change this and that, save you a couple bucks." Okay.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show.
Deductible all of a sudden when you have a hailstorm. It's happening a lot. The whole idea of staying loyal to one guy for 30 years and they're gonna have your back when the storm comes. It's over. It don't happen anymore.
Yes, his wife.
You got to keep on them.
Yeah. I've got arson, criminal investigation award money. Like there's all kinds of weird stuff in here now.
You're learning about your insurance.
Yeah, I'm just looking back.
Hang
there's all
on
kinds
for
of
me
shit.
for a second.
That's
Hey,
the
Tom?
silverware.
Yes.
Does Stephanie have a website that's going to stream on the
Yes.
Rwanda movie?
Yes.
Our silverware.
And
What's it-
I'm gonna give that out next week. We're uploading it. Yes,
I'm
for
getting
sure.
calls on it.
No.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna let you know in a second here. Let me
that's,
just get
you know,
to
like
it.
my parents tried to
I'll
pass
send
on China. I was
I'll
like,
send a link.
What the hell am I
Okay,
going to do
all
with
right.
China? I mean, honest to God, I have no.
We're going to get that information
Did
out
we even
very
take
soon.
it? I don't remember.
10 seconds
but
here, guys.
It's not been announced.
Now talk back anytime with our free iHeartRadio app while streaming KHOW and the full screen player. Just click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So let's go right to the phones. And I want to get this comment on Part B. This guy didn't have Part B. He never got it. Now he's going to be surcharged. It's cost prohibitive. He doesn't know what to do for coverage. Dave, what's your comment?
Yeah, how you doing, Tom? Thanks
Good,
for
man.
picking up. So I'm a licensed Medicare agent here in Colorado, and for folks who don't have Part B because they didn't want to pay for the premium and later now needs it and wants it, he can still get that and be exempt from the penalty if he does indeed qualify for the state Medicaid program. There's 3 different levels of Medicaid.
Now, wait a minute. Explain that then. Explain how that works.
So a person, it's the Medicaid benefits are based on income, so gross monthly income. So if his income is below the certain thresholds for the state Medicare savings program, then he could qualify. And if he does, he can then apply for his Part B through Social Security. Once they approve him, then the state will pay his Part B premium on his behalf because he qualifies for state aid.
Even with the surcharge, or they'll waive the surcharge?
They'll waive the penalties. He can get Part B, and then he has the ability to get on a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan.
What did you say you are? You're a licensed what?
Medicare agent.
So what does that mean?
Well, I'm a broker, so I'm contracted and licensed with all the carriers in the state.
Okay.
And so, I'm here to help.
Okay, well, great. Leave your number with us, please, Dave. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so now, Art, we're going to help you. Rick, we do want to take you. This is very important. Please do not hang up. American Furniture will not take its mattress back, and they guarantee it, so let's wait.
Does your kitchen or...
Kelly, please convince him that I will take him first up, please.
What's that?
I will do.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to put you in our records. Just if anybody gives us a call and needs some help on Medicare, we're probably going to send them your way. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Tell mattress guy we're going to get to him first.
Hey, Rick, just be patient with me. Hang on, and we're going to get to you as soon as after the break, okay? Hold on.
No, I saw a headline of it. He went after Soros.
Who did?
I think they're talking about Joe Rogan, Tommy.
Oh, cool.
What was he going after him for?
He was just talking about, how the Democrats were basically running Twitter before.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good. I only got to see a little bit of that. I want to watch the whole thing.
Let me do that just in case.
I remember him. I watched Rogan before almost anybody did, with the exception of other people that love Fear Factor. That's where I really remember him from. Every week I'd watch that. It was one of my favorite shows. I like American Ninja Warriors, too. Like, our kids had no idea. I mean, they never heard of Fear Factor.
Our kid, because
no
our
idea.
son, they're pretty big fans of Joe Rogan. Our son is. He's like, what? Fear Factor? What?
Yeah, I don't think some of that stuff could be.
Okay, you want to call Euro Plumbing. Euro Plumbing. And
Euro Plumbing. Hey, Dragon. Is he in there? I don't see him.
I don't see him. He must have stepped away.
You mean fix it 24/7?
What about it?
Hey, Tommy, I guess they had released some new Beatles song. Did you get to hear it, and did you like it?
Oh, no, I heard about it. I didn't hear it yet.
Yeah, I just wondered.
Let me guess. It's a blue submarine this time.
don't diss
Everybody
'em. I'm
lives
so
in
tired
a
of you
blue
dissing.
submarine. I'm the Beatles. I suck.
wouldn't
A
even
blue
know how to-
submarine.
I don't understand. the
talk
question
about
here.
a fucking work of art.
We
I mean,
don't have
really.
1 hour heating in our referral list.
Some of the worst music ever done.
never, ever
Not written
sponsored
correctly.
that company.
I'd put
We
them
have
up
Fix It
against the Monkees
24/7,
any day,
Euro
and the
Plumbing.
Monkees would win every time,
Oh
hands
my
down,
God, he is such a
without even
fucking
like.
idiot.
I mean,
heating.
He's
See all
such
the
a
shit I start.
see, they,
such a
not
fucking
only did they
idiot.
outsell the Beatles
Shut
and the
up!
Stones in '68.
Oh my God.
What's that? I love
Oh
it.
yeah, and
Did the
Tommy's
Be-
a big Beatles fan.
We call
He's
up
such an
before.
idiot. It's
Let
the
me
greatest
ask you
group
this.
that ever
Did
lived.
the Beatles have their own fucking show? No.
Shut up. How do you
That
live
is
with
true.
such
Yes.
ignorance?
It is kind of a hands-on.
I'd put up.
So, but seriously, you haven't heard the song yet, huh?
Over the phone without knowing
No,
what
I
they're
want
looking
to.
at. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. No one's heard it. It's probably the best work they've ever done.
Actually, I don't know about it. Is it? Is it good?
I haven't listened to it. Tom,
Is it
I'm
good?
I like a couple of Beatles songs at best, so I don't.
Hey, come. That's
I'm-
because you
I'm
haven't
not
heard
ex-
enough. You know,
I don't know. I like "Come Together." That's my favorite.
I would go to referral
Come
list.com
together
and
right
probably
now
customers
over
that
me.
are on which is Euro Plumbing.
God.
yeah, you're the only one in the world that actually believes
I bet
that.
you love Yoko
hey,
too.
it's funny because we agree with Tommy on 21 Pilots.
I'd put Yoko up against the Beatles any day. I think she was the true talent. Play. Can we come back and use Yoko bumper music only, please?
diagnose something over
You ever heard her shit?
because it is a
I mean, it's not even music. Have you ever
Mark,
heard her?
you are so
I don't even know what it is.
No, I agree.
But she
I
was
agree
the
about
talented
that.
one
I mean, I
in the
agree with
relationship.
Yoko.
No problem.
I agree with
was a lame ass
Yoko.
telephone call.
I know you like Yoko.
No, I think she's terrible.
Well, and she was the one with the talent.
What?
Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
Next, Tom wants all Yoko Ono bumper music next hour, please. The best of Yoko. And sprinkle some monkeys in there, please. Some real talent.
Oh, my God.
And is there a way to blackball the Beatles from ever coming up ever as bumper music?
My God.
You know, I think I can make that happen. Yeah, just block out the time period. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
definitely doable.
No, we want Yoko. Look up Yoko's greatest hits.
There aren't.
I'll give you the name of some of them. Kiss, Kiss, Kiss. I want to come back with Kiss, 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 please. Oh, and guess what? It was featured on the B-side of Lennon's comeback single before his death.
Tommy, you want me to drag him back to Hawaii for a while?
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kiss,
Get
Kiss,
a place
Kiss.
over
That's
there.
her number one song.
Oh my
What,
God.
you haven't heard it? Her second one is No, No, No. Her third favorite song is Yes, Yes, Yes.
Got it.
MR says she sounded like a dying
There's
cat.
There's a theme going here.
But she is one step above Lennon. You want to talk about a voice.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Who's this?
Oh, my God.
He's going for it.
No, who is it?
That's Yoko.
God almighty. God. Did that actually sell anything?
Yeah, it was the B-side of Lennon's comeback single.
Yeah,
Oh,
Double
shut
Fantasies,
up.
yeah.
It was. I'm not kidding.
What do you mean the B-side? He
Kiss,
never-
Kiss, Kiss is probably Ono's best-known song because it was featured on the B-side of Lennon's comeback single before his death, Just Like Starting Over.
Wow. Well, you know what?
You know what? She is a true talent, though, compared to her hubby.
You know, you're such an idiot. I don't even want to talk. You know what? Turn off his mic.
We got 10 seconds.
I'm so tired of it.
Credit. That's credit. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-TALK. Turn that nonsense off. You know what? We have two shows going on here.
Who is that? Is that Yoko?
That is Yoko.
I
Good
love
ear
Yoko
there, Mark.
Ono.
Now listen.
You know what's ironic is
Hold
how
on,
much
though.
more
Let's
talented
explain.
she was
Let's
in Lenny.
explain to the majority of our audience. You know, we have two shows, on and off the air, right? Okay. Our YouTube morons and the rest of you streaming hear us off the air when we're not on the air. And then, Mark, I don't want to get into this discussion right now because the show's got to stay on track here.
That's
choo
right.
choo. Anyway, so we always get into this thing, and Mark tries to aggravate me, and he succeeds, unfortunately. And he starts dissing the Beatles and all that. And then he said the best talent was Yoko, and that's how that started. So then Dragon starts playing Yoko music, and that's where she's on. And listen,
if you listen to this song, though, honestly, man, it is way above anything the Beatles ever
will
cranked
you
out.
shut, Mark? You're showing your ignorance, first of all right? You're showing your ignorance.
Did you know that the Monkees outsold the Beatles and the Rolling Stones in 1968?
Sorry. By the way, I just want to say this, okay? Stop now. I refuse to have Monkees music on this show, or I'm going to start swearing and make you use the delay. And then it'll nix it all. Hey, by the way, I just want to mention this, okay? Truly, now, I don't want to have a long discussion. No one can deny the songwriting team of Lennon and McCartney and how wonderful they are and the beautiful music they wrote. And the Beatles, by the way, in the beginning were not the greatest performers. Okay, She Loves You, yeah. But as they matured, beautiful, wonderful music, classics. Okay, now the Monkees, come on, it's a TV show. And
No. Davy Jones, musician and actor.
Okay, good. And you're putting up Davy Jones against John Lennon or Paul McCartney.
He wasn't
Sir,
the Brady Bunch.
Any day.
He wasn't
Sir.
the Brady Bunch.
Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah, but Paul McCartney was never on the Brady Bunch.
All right, I'm going to start swearing, and you're going to have to use the delay. Okay, let's talk to, by the way, we have K&H Home Solutions with us today, and I doubt they're going to remain sponsors after all this, but I hope so. We like them. They do everything, basically. They do roofing and gutters and siding and windows and doors and not everything, but they do a lot of that stuff. And we've been talking about storm damage and all of that and insurance and how insurance now, the latest thing with insurance is they're saying, oh, no, that's pre-existing or that's not good or that's old or it's really a lot of crap. And it's mostly the bad insurance companies doing it. Then what else have we talked about? This mattress at American Furniture, did the guy, there he is, Rick. I don't understand. Now, here's what Rick says, okay? There's a 90-day guarantee on the mattresses, right? Then he said, in addition to that, they sell them after, and that's a whole separate issue. But I need to verify that with American Furniture. Who would buy a mattress? Unless, of course, they do a special fumigation process, right? I mean, could you imagine Deputy Doc sleeping on a mattress for 60 days, taking it back to American Furniture, and you end up with it? I shouldn't pick on Deputy Doc like that, but can you imagine, seriously, they resell them? Rick, did someone tell you they resell them? And that's why, by the way, they wouldn't give you credit on yours. How long did you keep that mattress?
Less than 2 months.
And then you wanted to take it back, and they said, now, normally we take back mattresses, but we're not going to take back yours. Is that right?
Right.
And the
Because my wife
reason they gave you was...
My wife smoked.
And
But
by
she
the
hasn't
way,
smoked
you're
in-
not denying that your wife smoked. You're saying
Yeah, but 6 months ago.
Right.
She quit for 6 months.
Yeah, but cigarettes saturate everything, man. I mean, you can't get rid of that smell.
I was going to say, is it possible, Rick, truly? But by the way, if they're selling these mattresses, how do they take other stench out of a mattress? Let's face it, in my opinion, tobacco might be some of the least stenches you have to worry about.
Right. Yeah, how about BO?
Yeah, I didn't want to say.
Nice.
Or other things. What about CO? You got to think about that for a while, folks. But you know, and because CO is part of BO, but
yeah, but you know, like I say, it's been 6 months, and you know, and
Smells
a lot of
like
the
Teen
problem is
Spirit.
I asked for a second opinion, somebody to come out, and they refused.
now wait a minute. When did they make the decision not to take your mattress?
When the delivery guys came out.
They immediately came out. You mean the pickup guys?
It's because they smell. When they walked in the house, they smelled the smoke. I mean, cigarettes last forever. I've been in casinos where they haven't smoked in them for 10 years. The carpet's been changed, and you can still smell them.
You know.
Yeah, but why don't they tell you that when you buy something?
Well, they say it's got to be in like new condition. So in a way, that's
It
their
is.
out.
Yep. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of things, you know, we purchased a couch at the same time when we took the mattress back. And, you know.
Where's
they
that music
upset
coming
me, and
from,
I-
by the way?
That's me.
And I told them.
Oh, I get it.
You know, take the couch back. You know, I don't want that now either. And they said, well, we can't take that back because it's been in the house for an hour.
Ooh, he was trying to return the couch out of spite.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick. Here's
Well,
what I
wouldn't you?
say. Rick, seriously, I don't think they have to warn you about because even if they did, it wouldn't have changed your purchase. If they said, by the way, it's got to be like new and no odors. I mean, how do they put that? Exactly what would have been satisfactory for you? What kind of warning would have been satisfactory?
Have somebody come out and take a second look.
No,
Nobody
I'm
came
not
out.
talking about that. I'm talking about
Yeah.
you're saying a warning before you bought it.
Right.
What kind of
Well,
warning would
yeah.
have been satisfactory? Tell me.
Well, they kind of did, though, man. Like I said, it's in their warranty.
I know,
It
Mark,
has
but
to
I'm
be
asking
like
him.
new.
I'm asking him. What kind of warning would have been sufficient for you, Rick? I'm really asking your opinion.
I really don't know what kind of warning.
I mean,
if
they
said
shouldn't
that,
have to
you know.
say we're not taking
Yeah.
back a mattress that stinks. I mean, they shouldn't have to even say it. What I'm getting at is,
I can guarantee it. You know,
Rick, do you agree?
If the mattress did stink, I would.
Rick,
Definitely
do you agree,
say no.
though, then truly, if that mattress was removed from your home and I went out there and smelled it and it reeked, would you agree that they shouldn't have to take it back?
Correct.
Okay.
Rick, I think the other thing is, I mean,
So-
I
so
don't
he's
know if you
upset.
smoke, but you've lived with a smoker for years and years. Sometimes that smell, you don't smell it anymore.
No, but he's upset about this, that he can't get an opinion outside the house. In other words, he just wants someone to
Well, let's
verify.
send Deputy Doc over there. He's never smoked, and, let's see
Right.
what he thinks.
Yeah, but hold
that
on.
would be great. I would.
I'm
you know,
not sending
love that.
Deputy Doc over there. First of all,
I mean, the whole thing is, they refuse to send somebody else out, and they have two young kids that come out and.
well, what do you want them to do? You want them to come out there, but see, here's the problem. When they walk in the house and they walk in and smell the mattress, how do they know if they're smelling the mattress or the house?
Well, they don't smell the house. Nobody smoked in there for 6 months, and
I'll guarantee you, Rick. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if you blindfolded me and walked me into Mark's house or walked me into yours, I could tell which one is which. Because I don't care if you smoked 6 months. I'll guarantee you, anyone walking into that house.
Just everything in that house, the couches, the fabric, the blankets, everything, the quilts, anything, the carpet, it's saturated with smoke and carcinogens forever.
No, seriously, I think that you're underplaying or downplaying the smell. So, Rick, how would they determine? What do you think a second opinion should be? Because they're
somebody
going to.
smelling the mattress.
Huh?
I mean, somebody come out and smell the mattress.
The problem, even
You
if
know,
we
it-
did,
you know.
you've already been flagged in their system now, though.
Well,
it's
did
kinda
they,
over.
Rick, did they smell the mattress or just the house?
No.
No what?
They just walked in the house and this questioned my wife and asked her if she ever smoked, and she said, yeah, 6 months ago. And then they flagged it right
Why
off the
did
bat.
they even ask that question, do you think, Rick? Are they clairvoyant?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can smell a little bit. I don't know. I don't smell it, but my neighbor, she comes over and she doesn't smell it, and she never smoked.
God, you know what, Mark? I would love to get an opinion on the house. Honest to God now.
Where do you live, bro?
King Carl Wadsworth area.
I wonder if we...
You know who would do it, and I think he'd be good at it, no kidding, is Deputy Dollar.
You think he would do it?
Yeah, and I think we take him live when he gets down there.
That would be fun. Is Deputy Dollar...
Yeah, I mean, the house is...
Suzanne,
My
let's
wife-
try to
my
line it
wife's
up with
immaculate
Dollar for
cleaner.
tomorrow.
I would love... No, that's a great idea, Mark. It would be to have a live report from Deputy Dollar at that house. Yeah.
I went out and did a smell test on a Lazy Boy
Yes, you did.
recliner years ago.
Yes, you did. And hold on. Wasn't it... Wait a minute. Oh, didn't we also have a guy... Remember talking about odors. Do you remember the guy that they would not massage him? We'll tell you about that coming up. I can't do it because
Does the
otherwise...
story have a happy ending?
What I'm going to tell you, they wouldn't massage him because of odors. We're going to talk about that. But if I don't take my break, guess what happens? That's dragging there. By the way, Elite Garage Floors for your garage floors, and I'm telling you, they're the most wonderful finish. They can do any concrete service. That's EliteGF.com.
The Medicare insurance market has changed a lot from just 2023 to 2024. Now that we're in the Medicare annual enrollment period, don't go it alone trying to navigate the innumerable and often impenetrable plan choices. Integrity Health Advisors will review your current plan, get to understand your situation, and help you choose the right Medicare.
10 seconds, Tom.
All without charging you a penny. Don't get your advice from an 800 number or a cold call. Integrity Health Advisors right here in Colorado is here to help. Get started at integrityhealthadvisors.com.
Sheridan Auto Tech, you need them now, man, before the really cold comes. You know you should get your car ready for winter, and they can do that for you, SheridanAutoTech.com. They can also help with your electrical problems, and a lot of them come up in the winter. By the way, they do a full electrical department, and they can do pre-checks on used cars before you buy a used car. I love them for all of this. Never anything but honesty, integrity, and value. That's 303-455-7242, SheridanAutoTech.com. Simply Floors, Inc., my people in the floor covering business. Karen, she owns the place along with Buddy, Karen and Buddy Mitchell, and they really know what they're talking about. In fact, not only do they know what they're talking about, they know where to find the best floors with proximity, mills, and whether it's your fix and flip or your custom home, they'll do you right, and the right prices, and no job too small. Yeah, they can do small jobs, big jobs, in-between jobs. 303-731-5380, 5380. That's 303-731-5380, simplyfloorsinc.com. Red Rock Solar, I was just taking some notes on them because it's remarkable what they do. Now, Red Rock's Roof and Solar, hence the website, redrocksrs.com, they do the sales, they do the installation, and they do the service, but they're the only ones with a guaranteed activation date. What the heck does that mean? That means if your system is not up and running when they promise, they start paying you for the energy it would have produced. That's redrocksrs.com, 303-704-2449.
I'm gonna take Bo to the Avs game.
Oh, nice.
Blues.
Oh, really? It's Blues? That's
Where are you
usually
going?
one-
Where's
That's
he
usually the
going?
one I go to.
Abs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my 5-year-old.
Oh.
We used to take the kids to Avs and Nuggets a lot when they were little.
I took Owen to open.
Did they like it as kids?
Against the Lakers.
Uh,
This week.
Yeah, they liked it.
Yeah.
Miles especially.
You know, the worst thing I ever did was take my kids. They were so bored to a ball game. I mean, a baseball game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
can
a
be
little
boring.
tough.
Oh, my God.
That's boring for me.
Yeah, you got to be the right kind of kid to like that.
I think baseball live is fun, especially if you got like good seats.
If you got good seats, I think it's
kinda
great.
fun.
Yeah, I love it.
But watching it on TV is a real snoozer.
Yeah, World Series.
Are
I
we
know
setting
they're
that up with the
up, but-
mattress? I'll bet you walk in and I'll bet you fall over from the smell.
Probably.
Yeah, that's.
Sean Libby says, I live in King Carroll, but I'm not smelling this guy's
You know-
mattress.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Anytime someone says, smell this, you don't want to.
Yeah, he could smell that. He could smell that mattress from Wadsworth.
Reminds me of a story.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I won't get into it right now.
Oh, dear. Okay, don't.
Especially when you're a kid. Hey, hey, Dad, smell this. No.
You gotta be really careful.
Smell my finger kind of thing when you're a kid. Oh, my God.
I wouldn't even let friends smoke my car back much. When he said his friend Chris Miller, this guy, he's like, oh man, we're going on a trip to Chicago from St. Louis. Like, you're not smoking, dude. We're gonna stop at the rest stop. You can get out. I'm like, this car's brand new, man. Oh, you're ridiculous, dude. I go, doesn't matter, man. You smoking this car, it's done. I'm getting rid of it. I'm trading it in, and you're gonna pay for it.
No, it's horrible, man. We know a friend that smokes in the vehicle. I can't stand it.
Gets in the headliner. Even if you get Randy used to work for us. We had that Tacoma. I had it steam clean, like some special ozonator system. Paid all this money.
Still in it.
I did 2 professional cleanings in the summertime when it gets really hot. It comes out of that thing. You can just.
I'm an ex-smoker. Like I haven't smoked since my 20s. That being said, I love the smell of casino cigarette
I can't
smoke.
stand
I walk into a casino and I'm like, heaven.
I hate that stale smell that.
Oh,
in a
I
hotel,
love it, Tommy. Only in a casino, though.
But
Only
the
in a
hotel.
casino.
I'm talking about like in a hotel room where they try to
Oh.
clean it.
That's what
10
she's talking
seconds,
about.
guys.
It's horrible.
.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. Now, this thing with the furniture thing, the mattress, we're going to have Deputy Dollar, right, go out there. So, but you have a comment on that, Mike. Go ahead. Mike, you have a comment on the mattress return. Let's hear it.
Yeah, Mystery Mike, your favorite pain in the ass caller.
Yeah, hi, pain in the ass. What's happening?
Hey, well, 2 things. We need to get Joe Biden out here to sniff the mattress, and even
That's a good one, Mike.
And Marc Mager. I mean, that's a strong nose.
I've done it before.
Yep, he has. Now, the guy with the massage, okay, he called up to complain that he bought some massages and they wouldn't do it. He got his money back, but he was still not happy. And he said it was because they smelled. We called them up and they said, sorry, we can't do it. The people were gagging. So we invited him to be a common man in the studio. Do you remember that, Mark?
I don't. That's probably a
Mark,
little
this is what's so funny about it, because that day he came for, I think I was either sick or out, and you had to be there.
Oh, my God.
I'm
I
surprised.
probably have blocked it out of my memory.
I'm surprised you don't remember, but Suze, I couldn't be there, and Mark said it was terrible.
We've definitely had some stinky guests, man.
Oh, my God.
We had one when I had the Goodyear out in Peoria. We had a lady pull up, and my GS came up and said, I am not pulling this in and doing the oil change, period, end of story. I said, you big baby, I'll pull it in for you. So I went out there to hop in that car. It was one of these hoarding homeless cars. There was cat crap. There was more old, rusty, gross food than you've
What about-
ever seen. I kicked her down the road.
Wasn't there a Seinfeld episode about a car that smelled from the valet or something?
Yeah, the valet, he had BOO.
What does that mean?
No, BBO, Beyond Body Odor, BBO.
Oh, you know what? I want to know something. Honest to God now. How do you tell someone that they...
Okay, well, Suzanne can attest to this. We had an employee in my computer stores, the one in Denver, the original.
You know, they're
that
good.
you
They're
used to go
nice
to.
people, but you got to tell them.
Well, tell them. Not only did I tell him, the entire staff called him Stinky, and he still didn't get the message. So finally, I set him aside. I said, look here, Stinky, if you don't start showering, we got to fire you. Literally, you smell so bad, it's unbelievable. So he actually showered for what, maybe a week?
Yeah, a week or so.
So he actually smelled normal for about a week, then went back to his ways, so I had to can him.
Oh, God, that's so
you have to tell him. How else do you do it?
You know what? There have been times when I did not know that I smelled, but for some reason I didn't notice it, and I had forgotten to put on deodorant or something. And when I got home, I realized, oh my God, I wonder what people thought. You know?
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Mark and I had an Uber driver in Vegas last time we were there, and because of his diet, I mean, it smelled so bad, I thought I was going to throw up in that car. It was all I could do to stay in it for 2 miles.
Oh, God.
Hot yoga can get a little ripe occasionally, too, man.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah. Whoa. So Mike's got is this our pain in the ass again, PETA? Is this PETA Mike or regular Mike?
Yeah, this pain in the ass. Yeah, Rusty, how dare you eating beefo?
Eating what?
There's a beefo, Seinfeld, the horse. He was creaming his feet in it.
Beefaroni.
Remember that?
Oh,
yeah, beefaroni.
He bought a 6-pound can of beefaroni.
There's white tank.
Hey, actually, hold on. Mike brought something up. You had horses forever, Tom. I mean, my God, you had, I don't even know how many. If you fed a horse something like beefaroni, I mean, that would be, is that really bad for the horse? We know that.
Well, first of all, horses are vegan, right? I mean, they don't eat. They won't
So you're saying the horse wouldn't even eat it?
No, I don't think they would, but if they did, their digestive tract is more sensitive. When they say healthy as a horse, that's not a good thing. Horses can colic so easily from stuff. I mean, it's amazing how much. So no, you would not feed them anything like that. Oh my God. And anyway, yeah, they're totally vegan. 303-713-8255. So Rick, we're setting that up. I'm sorry, I'm coughing, but
yeah, we're going to get Deputy Dollar out there hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, let's. I got a text for K&H Home Solutions. They want to know if they change out siding, do you have to change a backer board? Whatever that means. I think they mean a sheathing.
You know, it just depends on the shape that what you have back there now and what type of siding you're going to be putting on. I'd say if you're going to be doing a James Hardy siding and what's back there is over 10 years old, most likely, you know, you're going to want to do that so it can hold the weight of that Hardy and it's not going to pull off. If we're talking about putting a vinyl siding on, then we can most likely put that right over top.
Because vinyl's pretty lightweight, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And when you do a sheathing, you're talking about going over the plywood or the particle board that's not the particle, but the other board that's already there, right?
Hey Tom, this is John. Sometimes you can do that. You know, it depends if it's block board or not. You'll put the sheeting over the top of it, but a lot of times you're going straight to the studs, depending on what's behind it.
Oh, so sometimes you do have to put up all new sheathing.
Correct. It just depends on the insulation they have in their wall, that kind of stuff. Old houses, sometimes you leave the black board, otherwise insulation falls out of the wall.
Exactly what kind of siding options do we have? Okay, we have the cementuous, which is the Hardy. We have the plastic type, which is Everlast, which you may not do anymore, or you do very little. You have that type though as a genre, or a category, and then you have vinyl, and then there's vinyl coated steel. What else is out there? Is that do they even still do wood at all? Anyone?
Yeah, you could still get like cedar or like a compressed, T111 board or something like that, which is like glue and wood fibers and stuff like that.
That's terrible to do.
You know what's gorgeous and I never see in Colorado, where Suzanne and I moved from Oklahoma way back when, most homes were brick. I see
they're beautiful.
little brick.
Oh, absolutely. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Stone. Even the small neighborhood homes. I mean,
Mark, there are a ton of brick homes in Denver. A ton of them.
But how come you don't see them like in Highlands Ranch or
No, not
anymore?
new construction. No.
Why though?
It's so expensive.
The average age of a mason is like in their 60s. There's not anybody that's doing it anymore.
And
I got you.
You know, the guys
dumbest
that do
thing,
it,
the dumbest thing we're seeing.
Yeah, they're like half retired.
Yeah, they're all gone.
And the dumbest thing we're seeing, that when I say we, Stephanie and I see in the neighborhood, is they're painting brick. They take a no-maintenance house, and once you paint it, oh my God, why would you ever do that to beautiful?
How about like that faux stone? I don't even know how they make it, but it looks like actual big cobblestones, but you buy it in sections.
No, some of that's really good, Mark. Some of it.
That's what our house has. It's gorgeous, but it's like, I don't know, man.
There are so many options for homes right now, but what's the most popular right now with new homes? What is it really? I mean, I don't even know. I think it's stucco and stone trim, really.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of new homes are either using a real cheap builder grade vinyl or like a cheaper concrete base siding. That's what most of them are using, and they're using like press board kind of trim around the windows. That's failing really quickly is in the corner pieces.
Has James Hardy ever gone into the roofing did they ever try a product like that for roofing?
I don't think Hardy ever did. That's kind of what Everlast started off with was that Owens Corning actually started that idea to try to come up with a shingle like that. But Hardy has not come up with it. There is, concrete tile and stuff like that. But those things do cook up there and then they crack and then people can't get them insured. When they do break.
So with K&H Home Solutions, what's the biggest deal right now? What are people calling about? Windows, siding? What are they?
This time of year, it's all about the windows with the temperatures dropping and energy costs going up. Getting new windows in to help save your furnace, AC, all that stuff is going to make a huge difference.
So straight up, you have an older home, let's say 25-year-old home, and it's time to get windows, okay? And let's say the windows come in at, I don't know, $25,000. I'm making numbers up here. Does it generally add that money into the equity of the house? Isn't it one of those things?
It is.
One of the few things out there that generally you get back when you sell?
Oh, yeah, especially in the market that we're here. I mean, this is the only time I've been with K&H.
Break when you get the opportunity.
Last couple of years has been where I'm actually getting calls from people getting ready to sell their home, replacing their windows just to sell their home because they're getting that kind of that money back into it.
Nice.
All right, we got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget Elite Garage Floors, the best garage floors anywhere. This is what they guarantee: the lowest price, no money down, guaranteed for life. EliteGF.com. That's Elite Garage Floors. I know that Mark has them, loves them, and I love the coating. And it's 720-939-2448.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
After a busy morning, we're back to quiet driving throughout the Denver Metro to start off November. I-25 north and southbound, showing highway speeds into and out of downtown. We were seeing some congestion. I-25 southbound between I-70 and Alameda. However, it seemed to be a big nothing. Out east through Aurora, I-225 northbound, a recent crash at 6th has been all cleared up. We're back to intended speeds. No complaints, I-70 east and westbound to and from DIA. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, gray skies out there today with a high of 57 degrees. We're going to see a trend of increasing temperatures throughout the next few days. Overnight low of 30, tomorrow high 62. The current temperature in Denver is 54 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
All right, Tom, you're coming up next. 10 seconds.
Faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Health insurance made simple and smart. Now, we just talked about health insurance, had Integra on to answer some complicated questions. They can help you. You give them your family situation or your individual situation. You tell them what you're looking for, and they go out and help find the best plan, even with the best credits or tax credits. And if you're on Medicare, the best supplements or Advantage plan. And if you need Medicaid, they can point you in that direction. All of the premiums are set by law. And by the way, you don't save a dime going direct. Use these experts free of charge. 303-466-5500, 466-5500. The Art of Granite right now will give you a price if you give them a call. It's that easy. You call and say, I need some countertops, and then you talk to them. And the Art of Granite gives you a price because Mitch Floria does the job in a very simple way. Tear out and haul away's free. The bathroom vanity's free when you do the kitchen, or you can opt for a kitchen sink. And there's wholesale on all countertop materials. So call them, whether man-made or natural stone, 303-386-5919, 386-5919.
No, because you didn't get into it. That was fine. Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
You know what looks beautiful?
What looks beautiful?
Oh. I love it when, people with older brick homes and then they paint the brick. It's it's gorgeous. It probably ups the value of the home by, I don't know, double. I'd hate to be the only home left in the neighborhood that hasn't painted their brick.
If your neighbor does it, that means you really should as well.
I'd be on it like Blue Bonnet.
Yep.
Okay.
Tom, what do you think?
Fuck you.
It's been one of those days,
Language, Tom.
Language. Earmuffs.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're worried about Mark swearing.
My
Jeez.
goodness.
Wow.
That went out over.
I quit cussing.
That went out over the air? Yeah.
I bet you had a lot of peace and quiet while Mark was in Hawaii.
Yeah, Tom lost 5 pounds, got more hair.
No stress eating.
No stress eating.
I liked when today on YouTube, you were describing chicken parm. You take a piece of chicken, you pound it, then you put the toppings on it. I'm like, that's chicken parm. You kept calling it a crust.
Hey, Tommy, we found the best Italian place in Parker. We went with
Yeah.
Joe Chiano. It was
Wait. Is it the one, what is it called? Because he took us or referred us.
It's like Tetrani's or
It's
something
really
like
tiny.
that.
Joe gave us a gift certificate years ago to one. It's not actually Parker, but over near Park Meadows.
Oh, no, this was in Parker.
This is in Parker.
Did he discover it? Because he's always looking
Yeah.
for
Oh
news.
my! It's such a little place, and
It's
the
a hole in the
woman.
wall.
Would you
the
send
chef
me
is
the
a
name?
young
Because we're
woman.
looking
Yeah.
for news. Now, we found a brand
so
new
good.
Italian place that just opened called Oliver's.
Ooh.
And that's it's on Yosemite and Bellevue.
Hey, that's right by here.
Yeah, Yosemite and Bellevue, the north east corner. It's it's in the same plaza as Bonefish.
Oh, I know where that is.
Here, I'm texting you the one
good,
we went
good.
to.
I love
You'll
trying
love
new
it.
places.
See here, share. I don't think you can get in without a reservation, so
Okay.
check it out.
When did you go?
Like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Hey, when's the next seminar? Thinking of him.
In November, I got to
16th?
November something. I got to put it on my calendar. Actually, that's a good idea.
Wait, is it the 16th?
I'm asking.
I don't
think
know.
it is the
It's November something, and it's going to be. I think. Let me see if I wrote it down.
You know what? I'll have it in my phone. Hold on.
And send me the info so I can put it in my. I thought I had it here.
It is. I'll just tell you right now. Hold on.
I know,
I'll put
but
it on your calendar.
I want to bring it up here.
It's the 16th.
It is the 16th?
Yeah.
Should I have him? He was just in. Should I have him in on the 16th?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. I got to do a couple of little shift
Damn
around
it!
here.
Hold on. Let me put it down here. 16th.
Text Joe now. Joe Keanu.
10 seconds here, guys.
Big on choice, if you choose to disagree with them, is trying to take away your option of voting for Donald Trump. We'll go inside that Denver courtroom. Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's talk. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got a lot of time for calls if you have any more calls. And don't forget, you can always call 303-MARTINO. And basically 24/7, leave your name and number, and we will get back to you. That's 303-627-8466. We have Brian Priest with us, John Convoy, both from K&H Home Solutions. And I do have a question here on text. By the way, 57739 is the short code to text us. If you put Tom in that code, that helps me, or in the subject matter, it helps me find it. Somebody wants to know, they like vinyl. They like the idea you can hose it off and clean it easily and it lasts a long time. But they said they've never really seen a vinyl house ever that doesn't have a slight wave here and there. Because it's so lightweight, is that just the nature of the product? When you have a long run, are you going to get a little wave in it?
You could on some. That's why most is going to come with like a foam backing behind it, like styrofoam, to straighten out that wall. We do have a product called Mill Run where there's a dense foam attached to the back of that vinyl, and it'll give you that 6-inch or 7-inch reveal and take away a lot of those imperfect things in your wall, so it looks a lot straighter. But most jobs actually look pretty good with that product.
Are there new products coming out all the time? Because, there's one thing I've noticed. Siding has not changed much since Hardy, the plastic stuff. I mean, is there anything new on the horizon that you guys have been looking at? I know that you guys look at a lot of new stuff. And over the years, I know Ted has really had different window suppliers that he's known and loved. And I know you guys, when you find something you like, whenever you switch, it's for a good reason. And by the way, they always support what they had. But what's new on the horizon? I'm pretty bored with siding products, to be honest with you. And I think that's one reason I think people opt for stucco sometimes. Is there anything new on the horizon?
Not that much that I see. I think, when you got that Everlast was a really great idea for most areas, waterproofing and all that stuff. There's Diamond Coat, LP.
Now, what is okay, hold on. Diamond Coat. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about before, and I didn't think of the name. What is Diamond Coat?
So Diamond Coat is a product similar to the LP, but it's a different process. Diamond Coat actually takes it.
What do you mean by LP? Do you mean
Louisiana Pacific? So they make the substrate basically, and it gets sent over to Diamond Coat, and they actually apply a paint.
What is it? What is it made from?
So basically, the back side of it is strands of aspen trees stripped down. Not aspens from Colorado, back upper Ohio, I believe. And they actually use the same type wood to put it together with glue, kind of like OSB, but with OSB you've got different wood strands which can separate.
So these wood strands are like held together with resin or what?
It's basically glue. Yeah, resin glue, and it's put all together. So that's the back side of it. And on the front side of it, you've got the Diamond Coat process, which is totally different than regular LP or anything like that.
It's a baked-on process.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
and that's going to help keep the color in there and hold the product together.
Now, I've noticed that, and by the way, we can't help but notice her influence on design and architecture. And in my personal opinion, it's dreadful, but people love her. And I'm talking about not just interior, but exterior. And I'm talking about Joanna Gaines. Wonderful person, good lady, good family person, but God almighty, is she boring as hell.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh,
Tom,
Mark,
who is it?
Mark, anybody who's doing design knows Joanna Gaines. If you look around, here's what you're going to see: black, white, barn doors, Twin Peaks.
Kind of like a Martha Stewart.
Well, she's the Martha Stewart of, well, yeah, but she doesn't do a full product line. She does a lot. Her husband, she and her husband started out on TV doing the fix and flips, and then, or helping people redesign, and then they went to the exteriors, and she's real big on these big sliding barn doors and black and white. She loves black. She loves Twin Peak designs for houses, and if you, to me, like I said, it's just a private thing. I just don't like the design, but man, has she had an influence. And I've been noticing, it looks, I don't know what it is, guys. It looks like a T111, but way better looking, and it's black. I mean, they paint it black, the flat blacks. Have you seen that?
Yeah, black is the new color.
No, really, people are doing flat black on their house. It's all because of her.
Now we carry black on black windows. So it's coming up. With our high UVs here in Colorado, black is going to fade, but people still want it.
Now that flat black fades less, I guess, but it does seem like it could chalk a bit. Now, what about? Have you heard of the new architectural steel siding? One of them comes to mind is Vesta steel. It's really incredibly expensive. It's called architectural steel, and it looks like anything you want it to look like, wood or whatever, and it's just extraordinary. Now, it doesn't look like wood in the imperfection area. It looks like wood as far as grain, and it's just it's a perfect siding. And it's durable as hell.
Yeah, I've seen most people using that in like their gables or in areas to try to accent
and
part of the
house. And it's real big commercially. So steel is coming back. That's definitely an option. Then, of course, fiber cement, not just James Hardy, but fiber cement is a big deal. So that's basically a mixture of what it says, fiber and cement, right? I mean, and that seems to be one of the most durable ones. So you have the plastics, the fiber cement, the steel, the vinyl, all the same products just being applied differently. Okay, we have more coming right up. Sorry, I was on the air. What's going on, sir?
Is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Easy driving continues throughout the Denver Metro for the early afternoon commuters. I-25 north and southbound continue to show highway speeds throughout town. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area. Starting to see some slowdowns crop up throughout Commerce City. I-270 westbound, your usual slowdowns at Vasquez. I-270 eastbound, some stop and go around the exit to I-76. Highway 36 east and westbound flowing free to and from the Boulder area. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, gray skies out there, but warming up after yesterday with a high of 57 degrees. Overnight low of 30. Tomorrow, even warmer with a high of 64. Friday, high 67. The current temperature in Denver's 58 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over
10 seconds here, Tom.
Including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
So, Mark, you said that the seminar, the next one for MyMoneyMyWay.com, will be November 16th. Is that it? Or November 16th, right?
16th.
I want people to mark their calendars for that, because what we're going to do is have a seminar again. I don't even like the word seminar. It's a meeting, informational, and you'll find out about different ways to protect your retirement.
It's an educational event, honestly.
It really is educational. That for damn sure. So many people are looking for alternatives, and this one, of course, is an alternative, never to lose money and guaranteed income for life in writing, and they're products that are dependable and conservative and real. MyMoneyMyWay.com, 303-779-6600. You can call for a meeting or find out about the seminar, 303-779-6600. And speaking of money, let's talk about saving money, EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Dimitar, we asked him, why are you doing what you do? Because his whole deal is quality plumbing at ridiculously low prices. Water heater starting at $12.99. No one can touch them. And yeah, there'll be a slight price increase after the first, but still great deals. And here's another thing. He says he can save you 90% of market, 90% of what they're getting for garbage disposals and sump pumps. Toilet repairs are cheaper. Everything is cheaper. Why? That's just the way he wants to do it. Europlumbing, Colorado.net. People that we really like, and we've had rave reviews. 303-668-6844. Now, if you have a problem in your home, like a fire, a flood, a broken pipe, or anything like that, I hope you don't. If you do, American Restoration is the company to call. I'm just going to say it like it is. This entire category of business, restoration, is filled with a lot of incompetent people who really cheat a lot because they know their insurance company is paying. So here's what I want to tell you. Even though your insurance company is paying, don't pay the wrong people because they're only going to pay once. Get the right people up front. American Restoration, Rock and his team, have the EPA certifications, knowledge, know-how, education to get the job done right. 8337-AM-REST. That's 8337-AM-REST. Online, amrest247.com. Now, that includes any kind of property catastrophe, including asbestos or abatement or mold or anything like that. They're going to be honest with you. 8337-AM-REST.
Beautiful. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
God, they got to move the price of that house, man. It's going to get so stale.
Hello? Hello? Oh, there you are. Okay. So I think the easiest thing to do would be to shoot me an email at help@troubleshooter.com. That way I can send it to...
It's unbelievable how much money people are spending on interest on houses right now. You know,
Hello?
2 years ago it was like on a $500,000 house you'd be spending about $200,000 over life. Now it's like
it's
$500,000 or $600,000 is what you're going to be spending on interest over the 30 years. People
It's-
can't afford that.
Quite sure what's going
It's
on right
crazy.
now.
Well, they just can't afford the cash flow, the extra amount per month.
Oh, no. It's huge. Yeah, looking at that house. It's insane.
Just in a small house, you get like $1,600, $1,700 more a month.
Yeah, dude.
Some of them, you know, you get big ones, man. 4 or 5 grand more.
Mm-hmm. We're about to. I hear they're gonna.
So unless you're moving out of state, you're staying where you're at, unless you're paying cash.
Yeah, those real estate brokers around here thought they were gonna get rich when they went to their class 2 years ago.
Not really sure what happened.
Damn, this job
Just
is hard.
disappeared off the face of the universe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the mortgage brokers, they were living high on the hog, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know one company had over 100 employees. They're under 5 employees now.
Oof.
Yeah, mass layoffs.
Yeah, all the people I knew that did that are not doing it anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing to do.
Yeah. Nobody's refinancing. Nobody's doing shit. Think about it, that's how these guys, radio shows got a lot of their advertisement was these.
Well, iHeart for sure.
It was these companies that American Finance and those guys.
Yep.
Now those guys can't even afford to advertise because nobody's calling.
That was on like all day long.
Yeah, there was like 3 of them. They go back to back.
Yeah. I know a guy at work that runs an office for Fairway Mortgage back in the Midwest, and his whole.
All right, 15 seconds here, guys.
15 seconds, guy.
Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Denver's talk station is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Brian, it was really good to be with you and John at K&H Home Solutions. khwindows.com is the website. And by the way, somebody wants to know, do you do Aluminum siding. Does anyone do aluminum siding anymore?
I don't think so, Tom.
Is it?
God, wouldn't it just dent?
And it gets hot, you know.
They say
It's
that
hot,
the
it gets
colors tended to fade and chalk over time, right?
Yeah.
And so if you ever had to replace it, it was hard to match colors. How is that with James Hardy? Is it easier to, well, how is it to match colors with James Hardy if you have part of it that has to be?
Yeah, so the fading that happens on anything's going to fade, but when they do that coating process, when it fades, it's such under a delta U that a human eye can't tell the difference. So if even if, say we're short on a job and we got to wait a couple more weeks to get another batch, it's still going to match.
Okay. Thank you very much. And again, really, guys, you've inherited a wonderful tradition. It's the oldest established home improvement company in Colorado. I've been associated with them the entire time in Colorado. I've been here almost 45 years. So that's khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. Hey, folks, don't forget 303 Martino for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
All right, you clear, buddy.
Martino.
See you guys.
At
See ya.